this morning, just to be a bit sarcastic, is the debate now over? That is a question I just want to find out.
What a time to be alive.
I know, right?
What a glorious time to be alive. Charlie, it's good to be back. I don't find a better day to do a show than today.
Yeah.
Well, you told today glorious.
Today is going to be a good day. Yes. It's more of like our day. You remember those days, KG, primary, JSS1 and stuff. Our day. Yeah, G and Nisa. This morning, just to be a bit sarcastic, is the debate now over? Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to our final episode of the Global Kickoff here on WoezorTV. My name is Samuel Apia, and it's always a pleasure to have you along when it comes to one of the most authoritative football review show here on WoezorTV. Like I said, it's our final review show for the World Cup coverage, and tonight, this afternoon, we have a big house. All the guys are in here. Some of them will join us later on. But as always, remember the show is interactive, and then you can join us with your thoughts, your comments. Our test lines will be displayed on your screen. And then you can join us, and we'll do some social media reactions as well as always. We'll bring you some reactions from the game. And yesterday we know that it was Spain who have clinched their second World Cup title, beating defending champions Argentina by a lone goal to 0 at the MetLife Stadium in New York, with Ferran Torres scoring the only goal of the game. The debate has been about Argentina failing to just even get a shot on target in that particular game. So all this and more coming up here on the Global Kickoff, the final episode on WoezorTV. But as always, our social media reaction proudly brought to you by Woolaki World Cup Caputo promo, and they have a simple message, and they say that the World Cup season is here. Watch good football and win extra cash with the Woolaki World Cup Caputo promo. Now buy a minimum lotto ticket for just 10 Ghana cedis and get a second chance to be given and get an opportunity, to be given a second chance. Whether your stake numbers win or not, you can be part of the 20 lucky people to win 1,000 Ghana cedis from the 11th of June to 31st of July 2026. Also, our cherished agents are not left out. There is a 32k weekly jackpot for the top 10 selling agent. The winner selection will happen in our studios during our 8:30 live draws. Terms and conditions apply. You can equally play your favorites Woolaki 588 games via the short code *288#, or you can also play from the website www.woolaki.com, or you can also get closer to agent in kiosk and stake and ensure your phone numbers are captured by the agent on your lotto tickets. Woolaki World Cup Caputo promo, one man no shop. So welcome once again on the Global Kickoff, the final episode. Just stay tuned. Let's do a quick return. When we come back, we'll do the review of the big game that was played at the MetLife Stadium, where Spain recorded their recorded a win to lift the second World Cup trophy. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Ghana for the second World Cup running, the only Africans left standing.
What's getting a number of we could take close to 200 doctors. Oh, Piazza Nampi, challenge today, the jackpot day. We did live.
He's in the area. He scored!
Oh,
it's the Woolaki World Cup Caputo promo. Every 11th June, Kosi 31st July 2026. Play and win your share of the 1 million Ghana city jackpot with a minimum stake of just 10 Ghana cities. 20 lucky customers go win their share of the 20,000 Ghana cities daily jackpot. Top 10 agents go chop bonus every weekend. Trying to Woolaki app, Woolaki website. Wo agent who are now dial *288#. Woolaki World Cup Caputo. Kitty one the tickets, yeah.
Auntie, one man no chopo. Blow beard your pramame.
Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly. Not for persons under 18. Licensed and regulated by the NLA.
Play small, win big.
Your flight is ready to leave.
Sit back and relax and enjoy the flight.
If you're watching this with your friends, you'll probably make a joke.
Because you know what you feel on the inside
Isn't what you want people to know.
If you have to pretend to be happy,
find someone you trust and tell them.
If you get mad at things and you don't know why, or have thoughts about hurting yourself,
Find someone you trust and tell them.
You are never alone when you share.
seriously, people care about you.
It's okay to not understand what you're feeling.
And it's easy to think that you're all alone.
But you don't have to be.
You're never alone when you share.
Don't be ashamed to tell someone you trust what you're feeling.
You're not alone.
You are not alone.
Find someone you trust and tell them.
Tell a parent.
Tell a teacher. Tell a brother or sister.
Or just tell a friend.
You haven't done anything wrong.
Talk to someone.
Talk to someone.
It's how things get better.
When I saw his face slipping, I knew it was a stroke. I called an ambulance immediately to save the life we've built together.
The way her arm was hanging down wasn't right. I insisted to go straight to the hospital to save our mother and the family.
The way he was talking when the ambulance arrived alerted us. I rang ahead so the hospital staff were ready to save precious time in the future.
Embarrassed. Too embarrassed to speak to a loved one. Too embarrassed to speak to your doctor.
Too embarrassed. When in our lifetime, 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 12 black men will die from prostate cancer.
Let me repeat that. 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 12 black men will die from prostate cancer disease.
1 in 12. That could be your dad. Even your older brother, uncle, or grandfather.
You need to make sure they are not embarrassed to speak to you or their doctor about it.
Hey, Dad, have you had your prostate checked out? See? How hard is that? It's easy. Just start the conversation.
Prostate cancer is survivable if caught and treated early enough.
Don't let embarrassment stop you having this important conversation.
You may save someone's life.
Not just your own.
You know, sometimes when you're being ridiculed, you remember the story of Job? Yes. When Job never sinned against God. But then the devil went to God to ask God that, why have you blessed Job? And then God told the devil that Job is my servant. And so even if he decides to strip off everything that I, God, have given him, he will still be a true servant of mine. The devil felt God is lying. The devil went to Job, destroyed all his possession, destroyed everything that he had. You see? But out of the midst of the troubles of Job, the Bible says that Job never sinned against God. Job never sinned against God. Take your time, read the story of Job. And the Bible said Job never sinned against God. When Job was able to stand firm for God, the Bible says that everything that Job had, God multiplied it.
That is the story of Joe.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Global Kick of the final episode here on WoezorTV. And like I said, we have a full house and we've gathered here to review the big game, the big final that was played at MetLife Stadium yesterday, which is Spain triumphing over Argentina by a lone goal to 0 to clinch their second World Cup title. And guys are in here. I will share some few numbers with you as always, and then try to find out what went wrong for Argentina, and then what Spain did right as they have been able to win their second World Cup title since 2010 in South Africa. And they will also try to focus especially what Spain are doing right when it comes to football, because it's not only the men's side that are winning, the women's side are also winning. The lower national teams are also doing some brilliant work in there. So we'll bring you everything that you need to know. Like I said, this is our final episode, and once again, welcome. As always, the show is interactive, and so you can join us with your text messages, your WhatsApp messages as well. Also, at the latter part of the program, as always, we'll try to activate the phone lines, and then you can join us with your phone calls as we wrap up everything today here on WoezorTV. Once again, welcome. My name is Samuel Apia. Let me introduce my guest, and then quickly we can get straight into our discussion here on WoezorTV. On my left has to do with Doris. Doris, good afternoon. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well, Sammy. Good afternoon.
Great. So as you can see in your shot, everybody is seated. We have Francis in here. Francis, good afternoon. Welcome. How are you?
Very well. Very, very well. I hope you are good.
I'm okay. Right. So Jesse making a return here on the program. Jesse, good afternoon. Welcome. How are you?
What a time to be alive.
Right.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. And Ofe, as always, joining us. Ofe, good afternoon. Welcome. How are you?
Yes, Sammy. Good afternoon. By the Lord, our Master Jesus Christ, I'm fine.
Great. So it's time to zoom straight into the discussion. And like we know, or like we already know, at the MetLife Stadium yesterday, it was Spain who carried the day by beating Argentina by 1-0. As always, I'll try to pick initial thoughts from the guys, and then we can begin the main discussion here on the program. Let's begin with Doris. Doris, you couldn't make it on the program yesterday, but I believe that once the final, everybody will make time to watch the final. Your initial thoughts for that particular game?
Spain.
Yeah, that's what we're discussing here.
I mean, it was dull from the beginning, even dull through the extra time until I think the last 5 minutes that it became intensive. It was football being rewarded. Yes, football won yesterday because you are talking about a team that has conceded less goals and have scored more goals, and we've seen a team that each player has turned out to perform. It wasn't centered on one person. So it was a beautiful final to watch from the perspective of, reading what De La Fuente did to counter the psychological aspects of the psychological coaching that came from Scaloni yesterday. So it was a beautiful game for me yesterday.
Great. We'll bring you some more major talking point and everything that you need to know with regards to that particular game as well. Francis, initial thoughts on that particular game?
Well, it was a fantastic game. More like a one-sided encounter. For the very first time in a long while, I've seen a one-sided World Cup final. Spain have dominated every single department of the game. Possession was on their side. And like we spoke yesterday, for the very first time, I've seen Argentina played 120 minutes without a single shot on target. It shows how horrible they were last night. They have not offered anything. Messi was complete passenger, and of course, prior to the start of the game, expectation was absolutely high because a lot of people expected him to maybe add up to the numbers. Prior to the game, he scored 8 goals. So a lot of people were even saying that, well, Messi could probably score a hat-trick and of course leapfrog Kylian Mbappe, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Look, it was the day for the Spanish, and they have put a very, very magnificent performance. Once again, credit to Luis de la Fuente. I think he's done a tremendous job. We spoke extensively about his exploit yesterday, where he has gone through all the ranks as far as the Spanish football is concerned, and he deserves to be celebrated as a Spanish manager, as a Spanish coach. He's won everything. And of course, these young boys, I mean, most of them some are in their teens, like Lamine Yamal, some are in their early 20s. I think Spanish football has come alive, and all these players, they've got 2 or 3 World Cups still to play. So I think they know how to develop football. They know how to build a team. So I think they are going to continue from here. So it was also expected though, because if you look at the Argentine team, most of the players are young. Like we mentioned last night, a player like Tagliafico, I think he's 38, 39 years. He's going to retire soon. And Lionel Messi is 39 years. He's probably also going to retire. So they need to start another rebuilding process if they want to maintain the trajectory, if they want to maintain the Argentine football, then they have to start now, because since all these players are gradually fading now, Argentina always look absolutely ordinary without Lionel Messi. So if Messi is not going to be in the side for Argentina, I think it's going to cause a lot for them. So look, it was a very, very difficult night for the Argentines. They have not really done anything to deserve any win. And yesterday they were even unlucky, because if had the Spanish taken their time or taken the chances that came their way, they could have won the game by 5 or so or more goals, because there were a lot of chances. And once again, credit to Martinez. He has also helped them in the goalpost. Once again, credit to Luis de la Fuente. He's done a great job. That's my opinion.
Right.
Reaction.
So, hearing from Francis, I mean, Jesse, I mean, initial thoughts?
I think I saw this coming, but I didn't expect this utter dominance from the Spanish national team against Argentina, because when you look at the trajectory of the World Cup and how far Argentina have come, you realize that it's a well-drilled side also. They had some of their players playing the previous edition of the World Cup coming back. Certainly, they understand the stage of football. They've gone through the semi-finals, they've played in the finals. So when you understand that football is not just about the tactical aspect of the game, the psychology of the game, you come to bear with me that these players are also well drilled in terms of the psychology also. So I expected that the Spanish national team are going to win, but not this dominant in terms of numbers. And then once again, De La Fuente proved that when you're a coach and you stick to your ideology, you stick to the familiarity of the boys that you know that can fit into your ideology very well, and then you maintain that ideology, you can do something very good. And yesterday we saw it at play against the Argentine national team. Kudos to the Spanish national team. They deserved it. I saw this coming.
Right. So that's our first. Jesse's initial thoughts of it. I mean, your initial thoughts on this particular game.
Yes, I mean, the best team won, and Spain outclassed Argentina in every department in the game. It was just a one-sided game for me. Argentina really disappointed everybody who loves the game, who wants to watch this, because it was a final. And credit to De La Fuente. We are going to talk about how he has progressed as a manager, and also winning every trophy from the under-21 all the way to the national team. It means that Spain is doing something. It means that when you have proper planning in football, you get the good results. So Spain deserves it. Just conceding 1 goal in the 7-game tournament against Belgium, not conceding against France, not conceding against Portugal. Yes, then you deserve to win the World Cup. So I think credit to De La Fuente and the Spanish national team.
Right. So it's time for us to zoom straight into our discussion here on the Global Kickoff. Like I said, this is our final episode, and we're expecting some 1 or 2 team members to join us as we bring everything to an end today. I mean, Doris. Now let's zoom straight into the main discussion. We've seen Argentina win some games. People have their own opinions on that, but they find a way and they manage to go into the final. In the final, they seem to struggle. In the first 15-20 minutes, you could see that things are not really working for them. And went first half, goalless, second half, it traveled. The Spanish had their own chances, they couldn't bury them. But during the 30 minutes at a time, then they found a way. Were you really surprised with how Spain managed to stop all the threats from everything that they wanted to do? It looked like it was not working for them throughout the 120 minutes. And the talking point about the failing to get a shot on target has been the major concern. So what actually did Argentina, how did they manage to put themselves in that situation, knowing that they are going to play Spain? But it looked like everything that they wanted to do didn't go according to plan. What happened?
So Sammy, going into the game tactically, I've always said this when I'm doing my presentations, that on the field of play, you go in with your techniques, your tactics, the psychological aspects of the players, and then the, how do you call it, the technical team as well, or the dugout. But one thing that came up, or that became a talk of the news ahead that match, was officiating, which Laporte highlighted that these Argentina players have, fouled in most of their games, but they are not shown card. He highlighted that. So going into the game, I mean, if I'm even the one going to officiate, it will be a key notice to me. And if you see how Scaloni did his lineup, he started Rodrigo De Paul, Enzo, McAllister, and then up front to Alvarez and Messi, were there for them. De La Fuente also came in with his midfield, the one that has helped him after the Cape Verde game. Rodri and then Fabian Ruiz. See, I've always said this thing, that you don't, when you're playing Argentina, Messi shouldn't be a threat to you. You are going to play and defend Argentina, but you're not going to play to defend Messi, because before the ball gets to Messi, we have players who like give out the balls to Messi for Messi to do what he's known for doing. And so one thing that I think that De La Fuente and then his boys did was they prevented all like the chances or how the ball would get to Messi for Messi to play. So that was their first targets, which I think worked for them. They made sure they closed all like angles where the ball would get to Messi for Messi to progress in attacking for them, so that they also start. So we saw Alvarez doing most of the runs in the attacking the first 45 minutes, and because the back line or the back four for Spain are very good with interceptions, and they only just don't take the ball from you and build up. They know how to take the ball from you and the next pass they should do. So when the ball is, it's not that the Argentina players didn't try to shoot and all, they did, but when Kubasi or when Cucurella takes the ball from them, they don't wait for them to take it. They don't sit deep for them to come and take the ball from them. They meet them in the middle to take the ball out of possession from the Argentines. Then they give it to Rodri. Then Rodri progresses with the ball for them. So the midfield was dominated by the Spanish national team, which we obviously knew that was going to happen. And Messi was taken out from the game by not allowing him to get balls that can, cause a threat to them. And then the third thing that also worked against Argentina was they wanted to play the psychological aspect of the key techniques that I always highlight, the psychological aspect. They wanted to play that very they exhibited that's more than the tactical and then the technical side. I'm saying this because when you see Enzo, McAllister, De Paul, and all these people, they play more of physicality. It's only Enzo who is a bit tactical, and McAllister as well. But these people wanted to frustrate them, lure the balls, waste time, create unnecessary fouls and all those things. But as I said, the referee had that thing, that news that came up. He had it in his key how do you call it, a key factor in officiating that game. So when that foul, that silly foul comes up to, the referee also does what comes into do what he's supposed to do. So for that first 45 minutes, these three things worked against Argentina. And in terms of substitutions too, I think that Scaloni failed this time around because he wasted his subs. When I say he wasted his subs, you know that you wanted to, you know that at the second part that you've won most of your games, that is after the second hydration, the 70th minute going, Argentina comes into play. But what happened? I don't know what happened to his substitution. You didn't have any goal. It was a goalless game. So you needed a goal. But he kept Lautaro Martinez at the bench. And then he was just doing his substitution. You brought in all the people that but he forgot, I don't know whether he forgot to bring in Lautaro Martinez.
Couldn't all not also be the game plan of Spain?
So that's what I'm saying. The psychological aspect was what he was trying to exhibit yesterday, thinking that he can waste the entire minute and take the ball to penalties.
Right.
Then he will win on penalties. But you don't do that. So that's how come he wasted his substitution. So I'm just trying to highlight all the things that I think worked against Argentina yesterday.
You don't subscribe that the red card could have been also a factor?
The red card could have been a factor because in the previous games that Argentina have played, anytime they are down by a goal, the orchestrators in the game to bring them back into the game has always been Messi and Enzo Fernandez.
Right.
So now that Enzo Fernandez was out, already when Enzo Fernandez was in, Messi was not like influential up there because he wasn't getting the ball. So it was kind of 10 against 11. And now Enzo Fernandez was taken out. So it has now automatically become 9 against 11.
Right.
And already the Spanish team were reading the game. They were, dominating the game and everything. So I think about 4 or 5 key things that Argentina had always tagged along to win most of their games, especially late minutes in the game. Yesterday didn't work for them. It just didn't come into their favor.
Great. So that was a brilliant insight by Doris. But friends, so Argentina has always we do focus on one team, and then when we are through, we focus on another team. The simple question is, could have Argentina done better? Because you're playing against a Spanish side that, like what Doris said, and like what we watched the game in studio, Spain dominated the first half, the second half. So the first half, the Spanish dominated the entire game. And knowing that you're coming into the second half, you need to counter what they are trying to do. But it looks like they still came on and struggled to play against them. It was all about Spain trying to recycle the ball, suffocating them, allowing the Argentine players to run, just like how they did in the first half. In the second half, the same thing. Could Scaloni have done better by countering what the Spanish were doing, especially in what happened in the first half?
I think, first of all, the red card somehow has affected the way they played, because usually they are also sort of possessive football team. They also sometimes try to possess the ball more, but last night it was a completely different story, because as the moment the red card came, they had absolutely no clue to what the Spanish were trying to exhibit. And Scaloni, what I was actually expecting him was try and get those balls to Lionel Messi, but none of the balls got to Lionel Messi, and it was a very, very difficult experience for them last night, because usually what they normally do, especially at the dying embers of the game, they try hard to, because these days Messi is 39 years, he doesn't really have the legs to run. So what you have to do is just get the ball. If you can move him closer to the opponent half and get the ball to him, get the ball to his feet. They have failed to do that last night, and I actually expected them to perform better than what they did yesterday, because the first 45 minutes, like I mentioned in the initial stages, that they were complete passengers on board. They have not offered anything. And the second half, actually, expectation was high, because we've seen them time and time again throughout the tournament. Their second half football team, they always play well in the second half, especially the last 10 or 15 minutes of the game. You see them, they'll come and kill the game and qualify to the next stage. But yesterday, what they did was they were trying to catch the Spaniards on the break, but the breakthrough was not really coming. Messi wasn't getting the ball.
Was that a right approach? By trying to catch them on a counter?
I think that probably was the best approach, because we are playing against a team that possesses the ball more. You cannot meet, or you cannot match them boot for boot when it comes to possessing of the ball. So the best thing to do was to just try and catch them. But Lionel Messi was not getting the ball. Try and get those balls to Lionel Messi. Every time he touches the ball, you could clearly see that he had the qualities to do that, but they were not getting the balls to him. And what actually also affected them most was the fact that the Spanish team, they were dictating the tempo of the game. They were controlling the ball more. I've seen a couple of times where they kept the ball for more than 3 minutes. The Argentines had absolutely no solution to that. So if you are playing against a team that can keep the ball for 4 or 5 minutes, whilst they are keeping the ball, they are also killing the time. So the time was not also your best friend last night. So look, I think Scaloni is a very, very good manager. He's a fine gentleman. But yesterday he had absolutely no clue to what the Spanish were throwing at him. And once again, once Lionel Messi was a complete passenger in the team, obviously you do not expect the Argentines to do anything meaningful in the game, because throughout the tournament we've seen him. He has been their arrowhead. He has been their main man throughout, scoring 8 goals. Like I mentioned before the tournament started, we sat here, we spoke extensively about the Argentina team, and for that matter, Lionel Messi. None of us envisaged or anticipated that, look, he was going to score 8 goals, probably scored more goals in the tournament than even the young players. But look, he came to the tournament, put up a very significant performance, carried once again the Argentine team on his shoulder at age 39. But yesterday, once he was completely taken off the game, once he was completely neutralized, there was no way the Argentines were going to get anything in the game. So look, like I mentioned, it was a very, very difficult experience for the Argentina team last night, and they do not deserve to win the game. They have not played well. They have not offered anything. And look, even if you want to win a football match, try and get a shot on target. There was absolutely nothing like that. They could not offer a single shot on target in 120 minutes. I mean, that's an indictment on the Argentine team, because they are known for good football. They are known for creating chances. They are very deadly on the final third. But yesterday, they have not offered anything in the final third. And it came as a shock to a lot of people, because expectation was high. A lot of people anticipated that, look, they were going to give the Spanish team a hell of a time. But they have not offered anything yesterday. It was a free-flow football for the Spanish team throughout 120 minutes. I felt that the game shouldn't have even traveled to 120 minutes. But because the Spanish failed to take their chances, throughout the game they have created decent chances. I also mentioned, I think credit must also be given to Martinez. He's done a very good job. He has also stopped a couple of the balls. And look, they have to start a probably different chapter, because look, this generation, like what we call the golden generation of the Argentine team, is gradually fading. And we've seen about 8 or 9 players who maybe probably will not be in 2030 World Cup. So if they want to do something meaningful, I think they have to start from now. They are not like, Ghana. They are not like the African countries. They know how to develop talent. Take them through the ranks. But in Africa, where we just wait, tournament is approaching, especially the senior teams. I don't want to expand the conversation. I'll limit it to Ghana.
Right.
The Black Stars, we'll wait. When tournament is approaching, then we'll just go and fetch some players to come and play. But they have a transition project. Almost all the top football nations, Argentina, Spain, Brazil, they all have a transition plan, so that we start from the under 17, the under 20, 23 to the senior team. So always you can see that, look, all the players that are playing for the teams, including Argentina, you see them through all the stages and they get to the senior stages. So I believe that they've got what it takes to build a different team. But look, Argentina yesterday, I'm sure a lot of people, including the people in their own country, they themselves, the players themselves, will go back and watch the clip. They have not done absolutely anything yesterday to deserve a win in that game.
So it looks like a lot of things are going to come out today. Looks like a lot of people really trusted Argentina to do something, but it looks like they were disappointing against Spain. But Jesse, Doris mentioned something, especially when Enzo was chopped off due to his red card, and then he had Messi on the pitch, but it looks like he was not doing the work that other players were doing. So he called it was more of like 11 against 9. It looks like Francis is also reiterating the same point, that once Messi on the pitch, but then his effectiveness on the impacts that many people were anticipating from him couldn't be felt. So indirectly, it was more of like they were playing against 9 against 11, even though on reality it was 10 against 11. But do you think his lack of press, his lack of the supplies giving him the balls, because hardly did we saw the Argentines trying to give him more passes to orchestrate things, just like what we've seen him do in games that have been played so far. So where do we, could that also be a factor, the reason why the Argentines lost this game? Because it's more of like we've seen him come to life against Egypt, against Cape Verde, against Switzerland, and even against England. But in the final, he was nowhere to be found. And like, listen to what Francis said, I mean, he was just a mere passenger on the pitch. Could the ineffectiveness of Lionel Messi last night could also be a problem than the reason why they lost yesterday?
That is how he has been playing from start of the tournament. He has been a man that capitalizes on moments rather than a defensive involvement in the game. So what do you expect? So as of the time that Enzo Fernandez got that red card and he had to leave on the field of play, they were even much more disadvantaged because definitely he's not going to add up to the numbers in terms of defending.
Yeah, because I mean, but not to catch you. Because if I do recall, after the end of the first 45 minutes, I stand to be corrected, I think it's whether within the first 45 minutes or at the end of the first 40. I think it was within the first 45 minutes, yes. At some point, I think around the 30th minute or something, he has had just 2 touches on the ball.
Yeah.
And if you want your marksman to step up, he needs to get himself more in the game, not to get himself isolated somewhere that, okay, the defensive line will work the ball through the midfield and I'll get the ball. This is a final. You expect him to do more.
Argentina, if you look at the trajectory in the World Cup and you see the teams that they have faced it off with, you realize that they were the dominant team rather than the team that was sitting back. If they are the dominant team, that means that they will have more of the possession. When they do have a lot of the possession, definitely the star man is going to have a hand on the ball, and that is Messi. Whenever they go into games and then they realize that they are being captured by a very robust low block team that is not making Messi operate in the central zones or in the mid block area, they push him into the wide area to do the creation from the wide area. Unfortunately for them, they met a team that have come to understand the concept of football automatism. I explained automatism. Automatism is a concept in football coaching where teams study a particular pattern of play so much on the training ground that when they are supposed to implement it on the field of play, it's very easy for them to implement it. That is Spain. Look at their movement, their passes. This is a team that understands themselves. And that it's no fluke to me that the coach has been with the team from under 15, under 17, under 23, and now to the senior national team. This is a team that is well drilled. So definitely, if you are coming against an Argentine national team, that you are better technically than them, and you are going to hold possession, Messi is not going to hold on to the ball, and then he's going to be defined by moments. So I wasn't surprised by anything that happened. But at this point in time, I expected that Lionel Scaloni did something that brought the best out of the team. But he was reluctant, and I don't blame him, because nobody takes a Messi out of his team, because the Messi will capitalize on one moment and change the story of the game.
Is it that the concern? I think on the show the guys previously mentioned that the guys are either Argentina are playing for Messi or that kind of narrative. But if you want to win a trophy and your star man, your biggest, yes, of course, he's a game changer. If he should have found a way to function yesterday, I believe that the completion of the game could have been different a bit. But if we are winning the game, and like what Francis and Doris said, he's on the pitch, but his impact is not being felt. Okay, I want to win. I don't think it's a crime to chop him off. Or you think, regardless, whether he has been chopped off and then someone who could have could have come on and take his place, just like what Doris discussed, that he felt that the substitutions were wrong. If the guy is not doing what we expect him to do.
Let me give you a narrative before the finals.
Would it have been wrong if Scaloni decided to have, okay, let me chop him off?
I don't think it would have been wrong. I thought he had a plan, and the plan just didn't work. Let me give you a narrative before the finals.
But before you go on the plan, what was the plan that it didn't work?
The plan was to take it into penalties, frustrate the game, take it into penalties, because as of 10 against 11...
Not to interrupt, but you go back to what Francis said. They created decent chances. Look at when Nico Williams came on. Even before the Nico Williams, they've had a couple of chances, but they just failed to bury them.
And much of them was created by Messi. So his impact on the field, you cannot still let it go. What I'm trying to say, he had a plan for the game. He wanted to take the game into penalties. And if they are lucky to get any chance, they convert it. Who will get that chance for them? Absolutely Lionel Messi. They've played around him. There was a narrative spreading before the finals of the World Cup. And that narrative was, Messi was that player that was on the pitch the most. However, he's that player that impacts the game the most. With this fact, I don't think there was any way Lionel Scaloni was to Messi aside. However, Messi has never been to the Argentine team on the moments of Messi and and change the face of the game.
Right.
That is the main reason why he wasn't changed.
Okay.
I don't know if we can delve into the tactical part of the game currently. And producer can help me with the tactical part of the game. So with picture 1, and we can see what actually ensued in the game. So producer, help me. Let's delve into the game. So I thought the Spanish national team had a very good press structure. This is the Argentinians trying to build up from the back, and then they try and press. That is Oyarzabal trying to press the Argentina center back. And then there's 2 midfielders that have come so much high the pitch. That is Lamine Yamal tucked in the central zones, and Dani Olmo shadow pressing the midfielder of Argentina. What does this imply to do? It's implying to prevent the Argentine national team from being able to be comfortable to build up from the back. Next picture highlights on this more. With the next picture, anytime they're even able to try and bypass the press of the Spanish national team, there's Rodrigo Cascante closely marking Enzo Fernandez. It makes it very difficult for him to be able to progress the ball via midfield. So what is their only option? To go long. Picture number 3. When Enzo Fernandez got that ball and then Rodrigo Cascante took that ball, it was as a result of that ball that we got this chance. It made the Argentines realize that no, we cannot progress via the middle of the pitch because of the Spanish press structure. So we need to take another approach. So picture number 4. Let's do this quickly.
Was it not always, because I think before the game on Sunday, yesterday, when we were doing the global kickoff, was it not always going to be that Argentina were always going to have issues trying to play through the midfield?
Yeah, and you asked the question before you came to me. You asked Francis, was the approach right in counter-attacking? I thought the approach was right, but with wrong personnel. When you want to play a counter,
the wrong personnel aspect. I go back to what Doris said. He believes that the substitution was wrong. So is it the starting 11, or you go back to what Doris said, the substitutions?
I think the starting 11, because it was clear that you are never going to a game against the Spanish national team and dominate possession. They are certainly going to dominate possession. So if they are dominating possession, your heaviest weapon is to rely on the counter. You don't play a counter-attacking football where you've packed your midfield with players that are not pacey. You play a counter-attacking football with pacey wingers. Who are the wingers on the setup? Probably none of them. Their roles were limited to the center of the pitch. There's no central midfield better than that of the Spanish midfield. So that was where he got wrong. So I was at a picture. When they fail to be able to progress in the midfield, what they do is that they go long. So this was Martinez going long, targeting the high line of the Spanish national team. So when they go long, let's go to the next picture. When they go long, it's either they are going on the left or they are going on the right. Next picture. So this was one of their best chances. But then again, this is a Pedro Porro who was in fine groove, reading the game very well, making sure that they are not caught for the high line that they were playing. And then another kudos to Unai Simon by reading the high line of the game. Next picture. Whenever they go long, Unai Simon reads the game very well, that he's able to come to get the ball before the Argentine man, in this case Julian Alvarez, gets the ball. So the plan was, we are not going to allow them to progress through our midfield. We force them to go long. When we go long, our keeper's reading of the game is exceptional. Our Pedro Porro on the left is also exceptional. So this was the plan of the the Spanish national team. Next graphic. Next graphic. So great. One of the major problems of the Argentine national team was their setup without the ball. This is a 4-4-2. But look at where Dani Olmo is standing. Between the two players, you see the space between the two players. Rodrigo, that is Pau Kubasi with the ball. He can easily pick a pass to Dani Olmo. Look at the space. You don't do that. When you are defending in a 4-4-2 mid-block, it needs to be compact so that it doesn't allow them space. What you do is that you then force them to go wide. And when they go wide, when they do a lot of crosses, you should have the men to deal with them. But look at the space. Very easy for Dani Olmo to be able to get the ball. The next picture highlights it even more. Next graphic. Beautiful. So the Argentine DNA have a certain technique in defending. They call it the mano a mano, also known as the man marking. But when you look at the trajectory of Argentine DNA in terms of defending, they are brave. What do I mean by they are brave? They'll usually step up of their defensive line. So this is Olmo in the circle, waiting for the ball from Pau Kubasi. Look at Lisandro Martinez tracking him out. When you track him out, what you have done is that you have left space behind you. And then the Spanish national team this season in this World Cup know how to maneuver their way with the tight spaces. Alex Baena is running into that space already before the ball comes to Dani Olmo. So next graphic.
Jesse, something little to add to your graphics. When you look at the previous two graphics, you could see that anytime Julian Alvarez and Lionel Messi are failing to press the defenders, so that exposes the midfielders and also gives room for Dani Olmo to be in a free space. You can continue.
I think it's a brilliant observation. The press structure was just not coordinated. And then we can go on to the next graphic. I think I've heard a lot of narratives about Lamine Yamal's game yesterday. But De La Fuente said something about Lamine Yamal. He said that Lamine Yamal's game was geared away from individualism to a team game. And this is one of the examples of it. Lamine Yamal in a 2v1. What is doing that? It is creating space for the likes of Dani Olmo and Oyarzabal to be able to attack it. The next graphic gives us a better indication of what I'm talking about. The next graphic. With the next graphic, you see the space. And then Dani Olmo is attacking that space.
The defense line is in shape, but it looks like still the spaces.
There's still spaces because Lamine Yamal has taken two men with him. Out. And now he has created space for the likes of Dani Olmo. When you look at the direction that Dani Olmo is running to, he's attacking the space.
For the run of Pedro Porro.
Exactly.
Just not to cut you. So this picture or this dimension clearly speaks about how people were trying to lambash Lamine Yamal for not standing up to play. And De La Fuente came in to say the state in which Lamine Yamal played was to favor the team. Because this 2v1, for instance, if Yamal should do this at Barca, it is closely going into be the box or up front, like the center spaces of the box. But when you look at this, it's at the right side of it, which is far-fetched from where he can, cause a threat. So I now get De La Fuente saying that he played to suit the Spanish team.
But then I'm also looking at something here. How many Spanish players are on the Argentines? So we have how many Spanish players? 5. So it's more of like 5 on 5. No. Right? Yeah, 5 on 5. But that's crazy.
But even at this time, they were playing with 10 men.
Yeah, just 10 men.
No, this was 11 men.
This was 11
Sorry, this was
11
sure.
men.
But
So
how do you? The point is, how do you allow the opposition? Because even the 5 on 5, I'm not including Porro and then Yamal. Okay, I'm not including Yamal in this state, but Porro and the likes heading towards into the 18-yard box. How do you allow the opposition to press you high in your own half like this?
I think it's not their fault. The technical qualities of the Spanish national team is just it. They have the technical qualities to pin you to your own defense, and that is what they did. I think that even without the amount of threat, it would have been a numerical advantage for the Argentines. But Lamine Yamal, you don't leave him alone on a 1v1. You double up on him. There is space for Dani Olmo and the others to be able to attack. Next graphic. A beautiful indication. It got to a point in the game that the Argentines realized that no, Lamine Yamal is creating so much space and is threatening us with the runs of Dani Olmo. So let's get in a compact shape centrally. And getting in a compact shape, what they didn't also know that it was a trade-off. Putting a lot of space on the wide angles. So the Spanish national team were also getting so much spaces on the wide angles. Next graphic. You realize that whatever the Argentine national team was doing, De La Fuente was getting answers to it. So this is the Spanish national team also using wide threats through crosses. So when they get the space on the right, they are using a lot of crosses. And this spotting happened so many times that it ended in a goal that Nico Williams scored. That was ruled out. This particular parting. Next graphic. Exactly the goal I'm talking about. So this pattern happened so many times, and then this goal was ruled out. We'll get into the goal and I'll address how the Argentines wanted to play and how this style of play affected their game. Next graphic. Okay, this is Messi. Ophel was talking about Messi's failure to press. This was Messi without the ball. Look at how Messi has isolated himself, not contributing defensively to the setup of the Argentines. This is not what you do. This is not what you do. So I think that it also contributed to that defensive setup of the Argentines.
So I go back to my earlier question that I asked. of course, sometimes very, very difficult to take some decisions. Exactly. But the point is that because I go back to when he was playing for PSG, and then when the decision to chop him off, and when he was used to play under Mauricio Pochettino, and then he was taken off in a game, and then it was blown out of proportion, and then Poch had to go to the press and then go and address that.
Right.
But I go back to what I said. Listen, even at 39, yesterday Francis mentioned something when we were doing the coverage, that even at age 39, he still has something to offer this particular team. But if you give him a specific role, a specific job to do, and he's not doing it, and knowing that he's limiting the team, or he's giving room for your opponent to function properly, how they want to play, why don't you just make that bold decision?
I think that's a question for the coach to answer. Messi this season has capitalized so many times on moments. So he knew that there were certain moments that were going to arise, and Messi was going to capitalize on it. You can't blame him so much. Next graphic. You can't blame him so much. Right. This was why the goal was ruled out. And I told you how psychology is at play when the Argentines are playing. Let's take a note at the foot at which he was stepped on. It was his left foot. Next graphic.
But before you continue, I think this stepping was very, very minimal. So yesterday,
I think it's a foul. I think it was a legitimate foul. But look at where he stepped on his leg. It's a left foot. And look at where he held the right foot. So these are some of the dramatic things that account to the psychology of the Argentines. They wanted to be psychological and take the game into the penalties, but then it didn't work out. Next graphic. Next graphic. Yes, and then again the crosses again. So the Spanish national team realized that they had a cross in the wide threat. This is Lamine Yamal again, with two players that he has dragged away. He gives the ball to Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro launches a cross into the box of the Argentine national team. And hey, there is a goal. But before this goal, look at the position of Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres is supposed to be marked, but he's left alone. And the next graphic gives us a perfect indication of what I'm talking about. Great. Ferran Torres is highlighted. He's supposed to be marked by the Argentine player. What is he doing? Lacing his boots. At this point in the World Cup, every little detail matters. You don't leave Ferran Torres, one of the very best players in terms of coming in to impact the game in the Spanish national team.
In this situation, 3 Spanish players in the 18-yard box, right? And how many Argentine players in here? 6. Could they have done better?
This shouldn't lead to a goal. That is why I'm saying that this was a negligence by the player marking Ferran Torres. At this point in time, it's the little details that matter. You don't leave Ferran Torres and be lacing your boots at this crucial time of the tournament. And then the next picture, you see how Ferran Torres advances in the box without his man tracking him. And that was where the major issue came. Look at his man. He's nowhere to be found. Ferran Torres reads the game properly. He gets into the box, and then it's a goal.
Couldn't also be that the 3 defenders in there, I don't know which player was in there that they were all keeping an eye on
one player.
Couldn't they have sensed and anticipated that, okay, Nico is bringing the ball back, and so we need to press or rush on Ferran Torres as well?
I think at this point in time, they were given roles of what I call a hybrid marking. One was responsible for marking Nico Williams, another had his man. So the other 2 were marking zones.
No, but the point is that
Ferran Torres had his man.
The point is that even before the ball came back, it was more of like 4-on-2 here in the 6-yard box. Right? This is 4-on-2 in the 6-yard box. So I don't get this. How do you have? I mean, in which world do you have 4 players?
I think at this point, just the anticipation was this guy was going direct. He wasn't going to bring the ball back.
Fair, but the point is, Francis, look at this picture carefully. This is 4-on-2. Before even Torres ran and then just had the ball, it was even, look at the other player on the edge of the 18-yard box. Couldn't he have tracked?
Who saw the run?
The run of Ferran Torres.
But the other 3 who were defending.
You think the defender or the midfielder on the 18-yard box shouldn't have tracked the run of Ferran Torres?
He should have tracked the run of Ferran Torres. That was his job, actually.
Simeone was the one marking.
It was Simeone who marked him. And then I was saying that he was reluctant because he was lacing his boots when Ferran Torres was moving into this space, and that was his negligence because the other players in the box had been given the hybrid role, either to mark a player or to mark the zone. So Ferran Torres was Giuliano Simeone's man. So it was as a result of his negligence that made Ferran Torres move into that space, anticipated that ball, and converted that goal brilliantly. And I thought that was a
let me just add
tactical
that to what Jesse is saying. All these questions are being asked, and I feel it's something that De La Fuente has paid attention to. And looking at how the defenders are trying to cover up at Nico Williams, it's also something Scaloni has also, you know, figured in most of his games. I'm saying this because when you take it from Egypt versus Argentina, the 2 goals scored by the Egyptian side was Zico, and Zico was playing from the left flanks. All the impacts, like the impact goals, came from the left flanks, which was closely at where Nico Williams was. So the specific role given to Nico Williams was to make sure he puts much pressure at the left flanks. And that was the exact time that Spain was doing most of the crosses. When you take a look at Cape Verde, their second equalizer, it came from that angle, that same left angle. When you look at the Switzerland, Ndoyo, who scored for Switzerland, he was also playing from the left wings, which came from that same left side. So I think De La Fuente, when we were watching the game, I told my colleagues that Nico Williams, Nico Williams, Ferran, and then another guy. Nico Williams came in with another guy. I told them that when Spain gets any goal, it will be another influence of these 3 people that just came in. So they came in to come and execute that like
game plan.
He came with Merino and
Mikel Merino.
So Merino was just coming to do a rebound because we saw Emiliano Martinez trying to punch most of the balls out. And Nico Williams was going to, you know, take that crosses to either score direct or be influential in any goal that will come from.
So in effect, it's more of like on the left side of the Argentine national, it looks like people targeted that area, and then so Jesse, kindly wrap it up and then we'll talk to Ofe.
Yeah, so on the last graphic, I think that was a tactical masterclass by De La Fuente. I heard he coached Lionel Scaloni, and then you cannot sit down and allow all these things to happen. So yeah, I think the Spanish national team deserved it. Yesterday I said something that there have been a pattern in football of the 14 semi-finals, the teams that always play the first. That means that rest is a constant, they win. And then the last one where the teams plays both teams both on the same day, a different result happened. So I thought that rest was very important in this. The Spanish national team capitalized on that. They used their automatism properly, and then they got results against the Argentina.
Wendell has joined us. Wendell, good afternoon. Welcome. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing very well.
Great. Ofe, in everything that we've discussed, I haven't heard from Doris, Francis, and what's it called, Jesse. I'm sure that I go back. Doris said something in her earlier submission that maybe knowing how the Argentines have played throughout the tournament, right from the group phase, the physicality, and that's more of like that dramatic style of play around their style. Maybe the Spanish read the game and studied them throughout the tournament and realized that, listen, this is how we need to play against them. Couldn't also be that the Argentine could have done better, much better, because you don't give room to players of this sort when you are playing against this Spanish setup, knowing very well that yesterday when we were previewing the game, we spoke about the numbers that they have amassed for themselves, and especially with Rodri in the midfield. But they went into the game and still with the flat four midfielders, and still Rodri found the way to function. Oyarzabal found function yesterday. Unai Simon found the way to function yesterday. Couldn't they have found the way to deal with the threat of all the Spanish team?
I think Spain's win exposes Lionel Scaloni's heavily reliance on Lionel Messi. Because when you look at Argentina's, all their wins all the way to the final, especially from the knockout round of 32, don't forget that they got to extra time with Cape Verde. It was a tough game for them, and then it was individual brilliance that won them that game. So all the way to the final, it has been individual brilliance from Lionel Messi. That's why Messi have 8 goals and 4 assists. Look, it really exposes Lionel Scaloni's tactical setup for this Argentina side. He brought on Nico Pass and Thiago Almada. These are new additions to this World Cup team. He brought on 18 players from the one that won the 2022 World Cup. But he lacked something. What he lacked in this tournament was wingers. Players like the likes of Di Maria who could take on defenders on the wide side. So anytime Argentina is struggling, you could see that Messi goes to the wide side, takes the ball and creates so many chances for the likes of Lautaro and Julian Alvarez to pounce on.
Right.
But in the game against Spain, De La Fuente was so smart to know that, look, they are going to depend on Lionel Messi. Because Nico Gonzalez, as we know, he's a wing back for Juventus. He's not really good at attacking in the attacking phase. And also, Diego Simeone's son, Pablo Simeone. Giovanni Simeone, he's not very good when it comes to attacking phase. He's physically strong. He likes to defend more. So then he knew that when it comes to the wide areas, Argentina are done in there. So they're really going to heavily use that space. That is why mostly he plays 4 midfielders in the game. So Paredes, Rodrigo De Paul, McAllister, and Enzo Fernandez. They started against England. But a game against Spain, he played Rodrigo De Paul, McAllister, and then Enzo Fernandez. 3 midfielders. But still, they couldn't break Spain because it's going to be very difficult to be able to hold the ball more than Spain. They don't have technical players in their team. Enzo Fernandez is not a good passer of the ball. Same as Rodrigo De Paul. Same as McAllister. So then, which area are we going to use? We also don't have wide players in this game. So it exposes him in the sense that Messi was the main man for him. That is why Messi have that numbers. I think none of the Argentine players scored more than 3 goals in this tournament.
Yeah.
None of them. None of them gave more than 4 assists. Everything was Lionel Messi. So if you take Messi out of the game, then they become vulnerable. That's why we saw that they didn't create even a shot on goal.
Yeah.
Because Messi was neutralized in the game. The ball was not going to get to Messi. So where is the chance going to come from? And it was a masterclass from Luis De La Fuente.
Yeah.
But it also exposes Lionel Scaloni. Now, how am I going to build this Argentine side without Lionel Messi? Because for me, I felt that he could have given Thiago Almada and also Nico Paz more chances in the game, especially in the group stages.
Right.
Because then they are going to have that teamwork and cohesion, that understanding the team.
Is it when they were winning or you give them room to start?
You give them room to start. Because look, Messi is 39 years, no matter what, he is not going to influence the game as he used to be.
Yeah, of course.
Some years ago.
Yeah.
And it exposes him there. Look, Messi gave little in the final because he was not getting the ball. True. As you were talking about, so couldn't even sacrifice Messi for the likes of Nico Paz. I think
sure.
Nico Paz was the best Argentine coming to this tournament. He had a fine form for
and Akomo. Yeah, sure.
Akomo. We can talk about Julian Alvarez, you can talk about Lautaro Martinez, but for me, I think Nico Paz was a good player for them. So it exposes Lionel Scaloni tactical setup for this Argentina team. It means that, look, he really hasn't built any team. The team is centered around Lionel Messi. Because we've seen it against England. It was Messi, brilliance, that got them that win against England. He gave 2 assists in there. The same thing against Switzerland. When Switzerland got the red card from Mbolo, the game changed, and now all of a sudden the momentum shifts to their side. So look, it's very simple when it comes to Argentina side. They want to be very strong, aggressive on the opponent. I said this yesterday, it's not going to work against Spain. You can be aggressive, but you're not going to hold the ball.
Yeah.
The more they're suffocating you with possession, you become very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And it showed. They were frustrated, and then they got a red card. Against England, they got lucky with England because England, what they were doing.
Yeah.
You're not going to hold the ball against Spain. It limits your chances. But look, it was very poor from them not even to get a shot on goal.
Yeah.
But can you blame them that much? No. Is it down to tactical setup for me? Yes. But do they have good players on the bench to change the game? That is the question mark. So I think, look, Lionel Scaloni.
You think he could have brought on players from the bench to change the game?
I think he didn't want to.
Whether with 10 whether at a time of playing with 10 men or with 11 players.
That's what I'm saying. When you look at the bench, which players could have changed the game for Argentina?
No, but you mentioned Nico Paz.
Nico Paz could do it, but he can't do it alone.
Okay.
Because from defending to attacking, it looks like the cohesion of the teamwork was not there. Because before you even get the balls, I mean, from the build-up play from them were very poor. Because the counter pressing from Spain were very high.
Yeah.
So to get the ball from the back to even attacking zones was very difficult.
Right.
So even Nico Pass can come in, but he's going to be a passenger in the game. It all depends on the build-up and the team play of Argentina.
Right.
Now, that's what I'm saying. After this tournament, I think we are really going to see the real Lionel Scaloni.
Yeah.
How good is he? Because for me, I think Lionel Messi has just been the main man for him.
Right.
This tournament in the last 4 years.
I mean, yesterday after the game, he mentioned that his contract runs out on December, and as to whether he's going to renew his contract, that's another question where he mentioned that he needs time to reflect on what he's done and whether to continue with the national team or not. Like I said, yeah.
I just want to add something to what
Right.
Ofe said about subbing Lionel Messi yesterday. I would want to say the coach that I've seen who have gathered balls to do his substitution to fit whatever style he wants to play in this tournament goes to De La Fuente. Even yesterday at the final round, he took Rodri off to even bring Pedri on.
He brought on Zubimendi rather.
He brought on Zubimendi, and then Pedri also came on play. So as and when the ball, the game progresses, what you can. I don't even know how to say it. You took 26 people there because they can equally give they can equally play for you. So nothing should restrict you from doing the right changes. But it clearly spoke yesterday that Scaloni was using the psychological aspect to win this game, and you cannot do that when you're playing with De La Fuente. He could have lost nothing if. When Enzo Fernandez left and he was bringing Molina in. Yeah. Molina was also good with crosses. And anytime, I've always said this, anytime Lionel Messi moves down to the right wing to go and do the crosses, Molina is the first player to start doing it. When Lionel Messi finds it inaccurate, that's when you see Lionel Messi switching with him, then Lionel Messi goes to do that. So yesterday, after the goal, Messi took on a very long shot that spiked the face of
I think
was it Pedro?
No, it was the Arsenal attacker Merino.
Merino, sorry. So had not been Merino being in that position, it would have been a goal because Unai Simon was not in the right position to catch that ball. So definitely he was supposed to bring in a player who can influence, take that risk. Right. That's what I'm saying. His substitutions were wrong because if you had taken that risk when you were bringing Molina in, take Messi off, and then introduce Lautaro Martinez to be in the box because he has been like that main man in the box for Inter Milan. 17 goals, 7 assists or 6 assists. So yesterday he could have given pressure to the back four because for once, for the very first time yesterday, I didn't really see Kukurea and then Pedro Porro coming up front that much. They didn't come to attack, like they didn't play major role in the attacking phase for Spain as compared to their previous games. So yes, he failed to do that, and then the Portugal coach also failed to do what when he was playing with Spain. I was saying that day he should even play Ronaldo and Ramos. However, he's going to set up that lineup. It's up to him. But you failed to do that when Ronaldo wasn't really doing much in that game. To take him out and bring Ramos, because these are people who know how to play, like how the game is running at now. It's running at a pace, and so you need people with legs to do that for you. Right.
I mean, like I said, Wandel has joined us, and he's also here to join the conversation. I want you to focus on something for me. Spain took it to Argentina, because Spain they were the better side. Argentina managed to take it to 120 minutes. That is extra time. But I just want you to focus on this. Argentina, that is Emiliano Martinez, made 11 saves in the match, the most of any goalkeeper on the record since 1966 in the FIFA World Cup. I mean, wasn't that the back line was so poor yesterday, and I had to take it. I mean, an aged goalkeeper to come into their rescue, even though they finally conceded. But how come Spain were able to have spaces in between those? Of course, yesterday we highlighted that they've scored, 19 goals, and conceded 7 goals leading up to this final. But if you have a single goalkeeper saving 11 times in a single game, then it tells you that the back line is not as good as many people, assumed.
I mean, we came here to cook.
Everyday agenda.
We came here to cook, but it looks like Sammy has found a way of making the thing a serious affair.
I'm not making it.
You know,
Francis, hold on. Francis, hold on. Francis, no, hold on. No, hold on. Francis, hold on. Francis.
He's in Argentina jersey with Cristiano Ronaldo on the back. I've not seen this. Like when he came, I was shocked that Cristiano Ronaldo in an Argentina jersey.
I'm here to show people that
don't worry,
the two are superstars and should be celebrated as one.
Yeah,
we should stop this leftist, rightist affair.
Cristiano Ronaldo in an Argentina jersey.
Sammy has always begun with the Bible, so I mean it's just befitting that I also
go
to the Bible.
Ahead.
I start from Apostle Paul. Yes.
Preach on.
Romans 3:23. You know what it says?
I don't know.
Read it.
So you don't know.
Bible verse.
For all have sinned
and fall short
of the glory
of God. At least.
Sammy, I want to ask you one question before I go on. If I'm a fraud boy, right, and I get fraud proceeds and I bring it to your church as tithe, do you expect God to bless me?
That I'm not. That you are the one who's supposed to answer that question, not me.
No. If
I am the pastor of the church. When you bring the church,
if you are a fraud boy and you make proceeds from fraud and you take,
why are you now turning the question around?
Do you expect God to bless you?
No, hold on. You use yourself as an example that you. Why are you not turning the question around?
Oh, me, I don't expect God to bless me.
Okay, yeah. So move on.
But do you
move on? Move on.
Galatians 6.
Preach on.
Verse 7.
Another one.
Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. You cannot be cheating people left, right, center and expect that God will bless you. And when you are done, you go and be pointing up and be doing. No, you cannot do that. Playing as hooligans, street gangsters. Literally. And I'm not out of place by saying that. Yeah. You could see that yesterday.
How?
Paredes. For a player that is being paid millions, you cannot even comport yourself. Their coach is. I blame their coach because.
Would you also describe Luis Enrique with the same choice of words when he lost to the FIFA Club World Cup?
No. Same. You leave that same.
No, but you are describing same. Because Luis Enrique also punched Pedro. Joao Pedro.
No problem. That was just Luis Enrique. This was the whole Argentine team.
He's looking for equalizer.
Liars, a team of liars, gangsters, hooligans, thugs. Liars. No, Messi, look at what he was trying to do yesterday. A player is telling you someone's mouth is best, and quickly you want to go and report and get a player a red card. What sort of lie?
And
Paredes.
Tony Cruz says football won.
Oh, yeah, football won. No, that's what the scripture says it. God cannot be mocked. You cannot do this and expect that you come out with the trophy. Let's go back to what the question you were asking.
Are you not done? Are you done?
I'm not done. Today I'm here for Who Lucky. We have to publicize this day. Yes. So I'm here with today the callers.
One man no chop.
The callers, you and I, boot for boot.
One man no chop.
I have your numbers. Please, today I'll be the one calling you.
Francis, hold on. I don't want a situation where you have any issue with the caller.
Oh, I'll not have any issues.
If you are making your argument, please go ahead.
I'll not have any issues.
No, but don't say that you have their numbers and you are going to do the dialing. Please, I beg you.
Today we are surprising our callers.
Okay.
Every time they surprise us, so today we have to surprise them. Is that not fair enough? Since today is the last day.
Okay, that's fine.
So please be behind your phones and be ready. You never know whose number will come through. Yes. So yesterday, right? From the setup,
right,
you could see that Argentina knew they were not fit for purpose. What I mean by that is, whenever you are coming to play a crucial game and you see one coach tweak his setup to deal with situations that another coach is trying to do, then you know that no, you are not here to impose yourself on the game in any way. How do you bring in you want to play four solid midfielders?
Yes.
Then you put in 4 solid midfielders who do not have the legs. What were you expecting to happen? Then again, you have defenders
I mean, not even with Enzo Fernandez in terms of players, midfielders having legs.
Have you seen how Enzo Fernandez runs for Chelsea? Have you seen the type of job Caicedo has to do around just to mop up for Enzo Fernandez? So then it means you cannot pair Enzo Fernandez with players who do not have the legs.
Okay.
You look at McAllister at Liverpool. He literally struggles to play the box to box.
Yeah.
To the point where he had to be benched for Curtis Jones to be doing that job over and over and over again. Then you have DePaul, security man. Someone who has stopped playing football and is now a security man, moving from Spain to Argentina. Now he's at Miami doing security job. You want him to come and do what? Then you look at your defensive setup. Normally, we pair a rash defender with a defender who is calm and collected. But you decide to start 2 rash defenders because at the end of the day, your mindset towards the game is let's come and intimidate. Let's come and try and get the Spanish teams scared of what we
try to bully them in some sort of way.
Try to bully them.
Aggressive.
Right.
That was
Okay.
That was the tactic they came with, and you don't come into a game to come and do that. I don't blame them because the referees and the World Cup has enabled them to do that. They've gotten away with it in over 7 games. So yes, they knew that if we do it again, it will work. Nasty tactics.
Right.
But it was unfortunate that they didn't really steady De La Fuente's side that much. Because for a team that played the front 4 of France and starved them of the ball, got them chasing the ball for 90 minutes, you should have known that this is not going to work. You were going to chase the ball for as long as possible.
But
so
I mean, not to catch you, back to one of your original points that you made, especially with the flat 4 midfielders. I asked Francis the same question, and I just want you to also touch on that for me. If the flat 4 midfielders were not working in the first half, because listen to what Ofer said, if the flat 4 midfielders are not working in the first half, and you are playing those players that cannot run, track back, and like what Jesse highlighted, finding spaces in there. If those players don't have the legs to do the job that you are expecting them to do, why do you allow them to continue with it in the second half? Or is it because this same crop of players have won games from the group phase to the knockout phases, and so whether I like it or not, I need to have a game plan? Doris believed that the frustration was to take the game into penalties, and when it get there, it's a lottery game. Everybody could have won. Don't you think the technical team should have realized that?
Yeah, the whole point of this was, I don't think there was any technical analysis going into this final on the front of Argentina, because if they had really done it, they didn't come to the game to come and open up and assert themselves in any way, any type of way. They just came to defend and react to whatever situation
Spain were going
to. And you can see it in bits and pieces of their games, where they've had to sit back for quite a very long time and then open up in the 80th, 90th minute, where teams were tired. And you see, most of the teams they played had just the first team. They didn't have substitutes who could come on and come and maintain the pace. That's how come they were getting away with it. But in this setup, you take away Rodri and Zubimendi is coming on. You take away Ruiz and Pedri is coming on. There was Gavi on the bench. They had a lot of players who could actually come on and maintain the same pace. And that's how come Argentina struggled. Then you have your forward situation. Because he decides to set up with a defensive setup and doesn't have wingers, now he had to pay for it by putting the likes of Tagliafico and Medina and Molina as the guys who were going to attack.
Very, very, very high on the pitch.
And that will cost you, because what that means is midfielders like the security man, DePaul and Nico Gonzalez were now going to be the makeshift fullbacks. Imagine playing a midfielder out of position in a high context World Cup. There will be mistakes. Then again, Spain attacks spaces. Spain thrives in creating or opening up spaces. They are not the type to bore you out. They keep on passing the ball with the aim of opening up spaces. You don't put 2 rash defenders who are only looking to win the next challenge and win the next challenge and win the next challenge. Because Oyarzabal's brilliance actually kept on moving them away from speed. You look at the Ferran Torres goal, and we keep on mentioning that where were those three defenders going? That is poor defending on their end because you are three and there's just one player. You need one player to be in front. The other two could have been there to anticipate that there will be late runners into the box. And if you've watched Spain, very well throughout these tournaments, their number 8 and number 10, whoever plays, are the ones who make late runs into the box. They use their wingers and their fullbacks as decoy to get themselves in positions where they are giving cutbacks. And then these guys attack. Brian Ruiz did it. Similar thing has happened over and over and over again. Against Cape Verde, they did it several times. They were just unlucky not to score because Vozina was on form. So if you were actually analyzing all these things, you would have known that definitely those two late runners would always arrive in the box for any loose balls or any second balls. Scaloni should have set up those, put into consideration all those things and set up players to deal with that. Because if those two defenders do not follow the third, even Simeone had made a mistake. But then those two players would have been there to correct
but not to catch you. Jesse made a point. It's quite funny, but it's not funny. It's serious. He said instead of him to track Torres, he was rather lacing his boot.
Yes,
and that's unbelievable. You don't do this in a high contest game. That's all.
You do this if your coach keeps on telling you that we have Messi, so we have everything.
Oh no, but
no. Like, have you guys not heard that in any setting in his press conferences and all before?
That he has Messi.
Yes,
and he can do the work.
Yes, I watched a video where they were in the dressing room. And the coach was supposed to come and give them a team talk. And the whole team talk was, I'm paraphrasing, it was just around the fact that they should chill. They should know that they are playing with the best player ever, Lionel Messi. And once they are playing with him, anything can go for them.
No, but if that is a mentality, that's a weak mentality. You don't do that as a high-class coach.
That's the reason why he cannot confidently say as to whether he's going to stay on the job. Because now, where the Argentina team has gotten to, they are in deep waters.
Yeah, I mean, that is the next thing we're going to talk about. But I wanted to ask you something. Darius, you wanted to say something, and I'll ask you the final question. Then we conclude on that.
I wanted to say something about the crossing that came. It's two things. He was lazy.
Is it from Nico Williams' side?
Yes.
Okay.
And on the other hand too, he maybe assume, but in football you don't assume. You don't go like I thought or no.
You just have to go in for make a decision.
Going over. He thought the ball was even because the position in which Nico Williams was and then the man marking him would have been very difficult for him to score from that side. So Nico Williams also did what brought the ball back in. So I think Simeone, who has we already know what Simeone can do, because you cannot tell me maybe it was Kubasi or Thomas Partey, like any high class like thinking midfielder or a defender would just allow Ferran Torres to just be there. So you could have seen the how do you call it, the reaction from McAllister when he noticed the ball was coming back into the center, like the 18 box. He knew that they were doomed because he was nowhere near a Ferran Torres. So I think it wasn't Simeone let the team down.
That was a poor decision.
I know another thing to that went against them. You don't, as I've mentioned, you've played a flat four midfield of people who don't have legs. Then you have Messi, who is not going to run in any way. He's just going to walk. If these players were playing for Messi, the whole point is the fatigue side of things was going to come in,
because they had played about
they were the only team that had played
exactly 3 times or so,
about 3 extra times. They had left it late in all their games. Spain were comfortably going through 90 minutes. So it's true that Argentina was the team that didn't travel the most. But then again, you look at their training sessions, and we mentioned here that it rained 3 times. So all those things disrupt what you are going to do. You have young boys who are energetic. If truly you want to play for Messi, you have to have those boys in. Messi was drifting to
the
right wing,
to the right wing
several times.
Sure.
The number 10 position was vacant. I don't think Nico Paz would have not functioned in that number 10 role to allow Messi to be on the wings, and then they keep on doing what they had to do.
Giovanni Lesoso could have done better last night.
Giovanni
Lesoso.
Well, that's also the. Then you have Thiago Almada. You've been talking about the wing situation. Yes, he's not your out and out winger, but you need a presence there. You need someone who can be there to fill that space.
Right.
I don't know why Almada wasn't in there, because you had to press from the front. They made it too easy for Kubasi and Laporte to find Rodri in compromising situations.
The question I just wanted to find out from you, Ofe mentioned something, then you spoke about the legs thing, and the kind of players that he fielded in that particular game. Between Julian Alvarez and then Lautaro Martinez, because I go back to what Doris said earlier, that the substitutions were a bit too late before the red card. He decided to go in for Alvarez, and I'm thinking about just two things. Okay, he's played against these players in the Spanish La Liga, and so probably he understands how these two players will play or will function at the back line. Or do you think it would have been a prudent decision for him to start Martinez?
He should have started all three.
So he go for 4-3-3.
Alvarez, the same Alvarez we are talking about. Alvarez has played off of Erling Haaland at Man City for God knows how long.
Yeah.
It was in just a few games that he got a chance to lead the line. And Alvarez was always roaming off of the wide positions. And that's one thing Alvarez can do.
Yeah.
In like he's those type of Suarez kind of players who, even in tight spaces, they know how to find their way out. In a game where you need dangerous players to because I don't think Laporte was so phenomenal. Laporte was there for the tick.
But he has been key for Spain. That's the key.
You look at him. Kubasi even in the first half was quite shaky. He nearly dashed two passes, two back passes. So then you need men who could attack them and pose some questions in there, because when you're on the back foot, the least weak point you find, you want to poke it so many times to see what you can get.
Exactly.
But then they really didn't put up a fight. And the whole formation, you had Spain who had runners
dominating all aspects of the game.
They had runners
everywhere on the pitch. Yeah,
and then you have Enzo McAllister, who could not also build up or be the first man in the build up.
Okay.
Ideally, see, Messi should have become a register. When he decided to become a register in the last 5 minutes of the game, you realize Argentina started pushing forward.
So when getting more numbers up.
Exactly. When things do not work, and in that register position, it's not even high pace. That is where he could have actually been doing a lot of his working, because now he draws players in so that he could have created more space for people out there
to run through.
But unfortunately, that didn't happen.
So I like what you said. So you think that 4-3-3 could have been a perfect formation for him?
It would have.
Now, Doris, in the midst of all this, where do Argentina go from here? Because Ofe mentioned something, that the team is centered around Lionel Messi. And yesterday I was trying to explain something to Francis and then Mike on the program when we're doing the coverage, that people were asking why was he crying and all that. And I think that this one, I read a piece where Ibrahimovic also mentioned the same thing that I said on air, that, listen, he's had good memories with the national team, playing for the national team, and at age 39, he thinks that there's no way he can continue again. Of course, yesterday Francis argued that at 43, that is the next edition of the World Cup, probably he could be in there coming off from the bench. But he exited the scene. And what is left with Argentina? Where do they go from here?
Well, where do they go from here is a very big question, because it's not just the players. It should start from the managerial side. Scaloni's contract will end in December.
Yeah.
So as it stands now, they don't really know whether they are going to retain him or they'll bring in another coach. And when that new coach comes as well, players that are supposed to step out from the national team will go, and the new people that will come in. So it's a whole, how do you call it, new thing for the Argentines. Like the national team needs I don't want to say a rebuilding, because they already have their.
But Francis believe that they need to. They need to think about rebuilding, because eight players could exit this current team.
I'm saying that
starters, not just 8 players, 8 starters.
Yes, 8 starters. Yeah, thank you for the right choice of word.
Mostly, when you want to talk about rebuilding, it should be Ghana or a different team. these people,
Yeah.
or maybe you cannot say Spain would also need a, how do you call it, a rebuilding. Maybe the only
No,
thing you
this
can
current
just say-
Spain, you don't think about
No,
rebuilding.
I'm just saying that there are some teams that you don't, how do you call it, put the rebuilding on them.
Okay,
Because
right.
they already have their under 20s, under 17 functioning well
Right,
for
properly,
them.
right,
So they just
right,
have to
right.
fish in the right people
And just
and then carry
bring
it
in-
from there.
okay,
So
right.
I am just saying that
Right.
they need to know the manager they are bringing in, whether it's going to be Scaloni or they are bringing in a different coach. Then they will
If
know
you're part of the decision makers, would you want Scaloni to continue?
No, I'll let him go.
If I'm Scaloni's wife, I'll not let him take the job
let him
because he has to leave. He has to leave whilst the applause is high.
Okay.
Because if he tries it, after this,
I'll let him go.
for a coach
I'll let
that
him
has
go. Sammy, I've always
Wanda,
started
please,
my...
you let Doris
carry
finish.
on, Doris.
I've always started my
Okay,
analysis.
so Doris, not to catch you, that's what Scaloni said after the game. It hurt my soul. That is when after he lost it. And you know, yesterday he went to the press conference, then he cried, he wept.
Wow.
He couldn't continue.
I have a hymn for him.
You have what?
A hymn for him.
Does he want to defend the war?
My soul.
He wanted to defend the war.
Rejoice and praise the Lord.
And praise the Lord.
Let's
can
Doris
comfort
continue.
you if you have
Yes.
if you have his number, you can send it to him.
No
that he should be
problem.
listening and
Doris,
reflecting.
Please proceed with your
So
thoughts.
yes, Scaloni should go because I've said one major thing that helped Scaloni's managerial, how do you call it, his coaching was playing. He having Messi. Scaloni, when he was a player at Argentina, that was the time Messi was making his debut for Argentina.
That was in 2006. Yeah.
So they already have the relationship there. It is do it for me, I do it for you, because it's something they've not done for so many years now. Scaloni didn't win the World Cup. He never won it as a player. So now that Messi, you came on when we were fading off, but right now I have the chance to coach you. We have to do it for like our century.
Right.
So his upper hand was Messi. And now Messi, one way or the other, too, is going out of the national team. So what business have you got to do again there?
Okay.
You've already created that connection between some of the players that will be left behind. So just step out. Let a new coach come in.
Okay.
He goes on to the under 20, fishing the players that he can bring on to come and, and mix up with these players.
Right.
And if maybe the Copa America, if Messi is going to play, then Messi also, infumigates that leadership role on the new ones that will come to blend the new coach that will also handle them at that time. Then before the next 4 years, they can, find their feet a bit.
Okay, we'll talk about Spain pretty shortly, but friends, let's discuss this. We've seen former world champions. We've seen, if my memory serves me right, in 2006 we saw before 2006 Brazil won. In 2002, in 2006 we saw Italy. 2010 we saw Spain. In 2014 we saw Germany. In 2018 we saw France. In 2022 we saw Argentina, and now Spain here. The same question to you, but if Mexico not finally get to exit from the national team, do you think they have players that can equally take this Argentina national team to a different height? Because a lot of players are coming in. I believe that Nico Paz and the like should have been given a second chance or a chance to play regularly in this tournament. But if Messi gets to leave, now we know that this team has been about Messi. If the going gets tough, Messi steps up and then they get a win finally. If he leaves, do you expect Argentina to come back to the world scene to dominate the game?
Well, now, once you know that, look, the main man is out, you have to start playing out. As a team, you have to know that Messi is no longer at the helm of affairs. Now, we are playing as more like ordinary team because he's the man who has always been conjuring the magic and getting results for us. But he's no longer in the fold, so we have to play as a unit. And look, I think they will look very, very ordinary because a lot of teams always are. Almost all the teams they've played, the moment they hear the name Messi, it's like put some fear in them. But now Messi is no longer, he's not yet retired, but look, he's 39 years of age. It will be a very, very difficult one for them, and I doubt if even the manager will want to stay at the job because he knows that, look, Lionel Messi is Lionel Messi. On any day when the going gets tough, he knows how to grind results for you. And look, we are talking about a player who has scored 21 World Cup goals. It's only Mbappe who scored more than him. And look, he's been absolutely incredible for them throughout the tournament. It's a very, very difficult moment for them. And look, they are going to take it is going to take a very long time for them to recover and get maybe somebody to replace Lionel Messi, because what he's done for the Argentine team, he's been absolutely incredible on every day, either qualifies, Copa America, World Cup. He's the one they always rely on. And I think I side with when he said they always believe that, look, Lionel Messi is there, he's going to do the job for them, and that has been the mindset. But now they need to have shift of mind that, look, Messi is no longer in this team, but we need to play as a unit, we need to play as a team, we need to play as a cohesion. And the next manager, probably, I don't know if they are going to keep Scaloni, then he has to understand that, look, the man who has always been doing the job for me is no longer there. So we need to galvanize, we need to play as a team, we need to play as a unit. But look, Messi has been absolutely sensational for them since the day he made his debut. He has never disappointed this Argentine team. They can go to football events, football matches where the whole team will not show up, but Messi single-handedly gets results for them, and that has been his trademark. Look, I'm just looking at how they are going to come again. I mean, come as a team, come as a unit, and play. It's going to be a very, very difficult decision for them.
Right. I mean, Jesse, same line of question to you. I mean, we are wrapping up with our Argentina conversation, and we'll do social media reaction, go for a break, and then focus now on Spain. Where do they go from here? And do they even have what it takes to even achieve what Messi has helped them to achieve in the future?
Argentina is not going to win the World Cup in the next 3 editions. You don't need magic to know that, because this is the end of an era. We made mention that 8 members of the core team are leaving. When the 8 members are leaving, you have to know. I asked myself certain questions. One of the major questions I asked was that, was the 2022 World Cup part of their project? Was it a project that was birthed and they reaped out of the project? And then you look at the entirety of the tournament in 2022 and you realize that, yes, there was a Messi brilliance also. So you can also point it out to a deliberate project by the Argentina national team. I think that is the point in time that they need to look to another direction. There's no more Messi, there's no more Rodrigo de Paul, there's no more Otamendi. Now they should get the young lads. They should be intentional about getting a project that works for them. If they need a project that should work for them, I think they should go past Lionel Scaloni. They should get a coach who is going to understand that, hey, I'm here to rebuild the team. Because in my submission, I said that Argentina is not going to win the next 3 editions of the World Cup. They should forget about it. And if that is the case, they need to get a coach who is going to understand their philosophy, help them build from the scratch. And if you're helping them build from the scratch, you need to understand that you need patience. You need patience. Because aside these 8 players that are exiting the team, how many players can you confidently tell me that they can equally step up in the next tournament, but for the fact that we'll be seeing new ones emerging? They need Nico
Pass. Why not?
Nico Pass is not ripe yet. He has a lot to learn. I think that he got the exposure in this tournament. He never got the opportunity to be featured, and I thought that that was one of the biggest mistakes of Lionel Scaloni. When you bring talents this promising to such a tournament, give them not just the exposure of traveling with the team, but also playing, because in subsequent tournaments they need that experience to be able to make an impact. So they need to go to the drawing boards of their football generally and try and find something to do about it. Because if you want to do a juxtaposition, pick the last 4 teams in the tournament and do a juxtaposition. England, Argentina, France. Spain, France, Argentina. These teams are teams that have done something in terms of projects and can come back again, and you can say confidently that they can do a quarterfinals. At least. Argentina, I can't say so.
Okay. Yeah. Is it the end of the road for them? They need to go back and then do something differently.
I don't think it's the end of the road for them. When you get to South America right now, I think the best team is Argentina. By far, the 2 last editions of the 2 Copa America showed that Argentina will always produce attacking talent. They've always produced attacking talent, and when Messi leaves, Julian Alvarez is there, Nico Pass is there, Thiago Almada. These are good quality players that Lionel Scaloni can get the best out of them. One thing I like about him, the players always give the manager their best. for that one, I'm going to tick the box for Lionel Scaloni. So I think Argentina, they need a rebuilding. But look, when you look at the likes of, I think Paredes will leave, Otamendi, Tagliafico, these key 8 players, they have the solutions in there, because quickly Medina fits in for Tagliafico. Lisandro Martinez will be there with Cristian Romero. In the middle, Enzo Fernandez is going to be there. Nico Paz will join him. Thiago Almada will be at attacking field. Julian Alvarez will be there.
The player moving
young
from
guy.
Strasbourg to Chelsea.
So I'm saying they always produce attacking talent. They just need a cohesion, a new structure now. That is what you just need.
If you listen to Doris, Francis, and then Jesse, they don't seem to be convinced about Scaloni.
Yeah, for Scaloni, he has his problems though, but I think for any manager to have Messi on your side, you have a huge advantage to win games.
Right.
So I could understand why they don't really trust him now. But now, without Messi, I think that's given the benefit of the doubt to say how good he is as a manager. So for me, I think that's when I see that the players gives him their best. He gets the best out of players, and that is a box I took from him.
We've seen a lot of great players coming on, to grace this Argentine national team. But if you have these key 8 players leaving, then you need to work punch your weight. Your punch above your weight to bring in equally good players that can do the job for you in the absence of one of the best players. To ever play the game of football. And if he leaves, huge void to be filled.
This is quite similar to the Toni Kroos situation with Germany. For a very long time, Germany were not really producing any extreme talent that you say these people, apart from their 2010 squad of Khedira and the likes. And when he left, you could see how the dip in form has been like. It's a similar situation. He leaves, yes, we are touting some huge names, Nico Paz, Valentin Bako and all that. But these guys have not even tested themselves that much in high pressure
football.
Yes, and in high pressure situations. Right. So it will take some time, like 2-3 World Cups, for them to get.
So it means that you agree with what Jesse said.
Yeah. It will not come. It will not come just because they have talent, they have names.
Right.
These people have to play together. Look at the team that won the World Cup.
Yeah, Spain.
No, even the Argentina
in 2022.
team, yes,
okay, right.
They had played together for more than 5 years.
Sure, true.
And they had built some cohesion together. You have to go back to the basics to do all that again, because Cristian Romero out, even Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah, possibly.
And then your goalkeeper who saves you in so many situations, he's also aging. So that means you have to start looking for replacements for him. All those things. It's a full rebuild.
Right.
Even though they have the talent pool, identifying those who are ready to play for the national team. Because even in the talent pool, there's Garnacho.
Why are you going there?
No, it's the truth. No.
Why are you saying that?
He was part of the World Cup team in 2022. There was Garnacho, but all of a sudden, with the few Garnacho is not good enough.
At this point, do you really think that this Argentine team, Garnacho has a future with them?
Garnacho should have. You were looking for wingers. There was Garnacho.
Oh, come on, listen.
If you think Thiago Almada is fit enough, then Garnacho is far fit enough. Garnacho plays in the EPL.
Go back to the wingers that Argentina played in the last edition of the World Cup. Garnacho does not come close to any of those.
Garnacho has won. Not even FA Cup. Didn't he score some goal that won? What do they call Puskas?
Oh, that was 4 years ago.
Garnacho United. Garnacho, when Garnacho wants to actually play football, Garnacho is very dangerous.
So you think that going forward, so you think that going forward, like what Francis said, if they want to have to rebuild, you think Garnacho has a future with his team?
Why not? Thiago Almada has a future.
Why do you think so? Are you serious?
Why do you think? No, wait. Why do you think Thiago Almada? No, why do you think? No, I want
Garnacho.
Wait. You think Nico Gonzalez?
Yes.
Who is not good enough?
Yeah.
Thiago Almada who has not shown anything.
I have always said,
you think they have a
he's 23
future?
years.
Fair, Doris.
But you think they have a future as opposed to Garnacho?
If you ask Doris and then Ofe, I've always said something on this program that Gonzalez may not be your perfect player, but he's playing around good players, and those players tend to complement him.
Garnacho doesn't play around good
He's
players.
not playing. Oh,
Garnacho
I'm talking about Gonzalez. I'm talking about Gonzalez.
So I'm talking about Garnacho's pedigree that he comes to the table with.
Does Garnacho still has pedigree?
Garnacho at a young age has played in the Champions League. He has played against Messi in the Champions League.
Yes.
He has played big teams. He has played PSG. Garnacho has played in the league. He's won FA Cup. He's won Club World Cup. Or he didn't win a Club World Cup.
I think he won the Club World Cup.
He's won trophies. If you pick all these players you are mentioning, who do you think has achieved all these things at that same age? Even look at the current players, the current crop of players that we are looking at. How many at the age of 22 were able to achieve what Garnacho has? Let's put emotions aside. Right now you are rebuilding. Look at everybody on the table. Forget what people have done in the past. Who has offended who? Who has supported who? Now whoever you are trying to support, he is not there again. So now clean slate.
Okay.
Garnacho
so we need to do social media reaction and then go for a quick commercial. So you kindly wrap up with everything and then we can do that.
All I'm saying is it's a clean slate for everybody. Everybody should be given a chance to show what they can do. Garnacho, when he was given a chance in Argentine national team, I mean he did some very good job for them in moments where he was needed. So I don't think it's that bad.
He has shown his support to Cristiano Ronaldo.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's one of the reasons.
It doesn't matter.
Anytime I see Garnacho, this guy comes into mind. Richarlison. These two people can have bad maybe club
seasons,
tournaments. But when immediately it gets into their national team, they can perform hands down because of their individual brilliance. Look at when Brazil was doing those crosses that Cunha couldn't score, and then Thiago was taking out, was like selected ahead of Joao Pedro. Imagine if Richarlison had found his way in those boxes.
Richarlison would have enjoyed himself in this tournament.
I agree.
Those are the types of players you need.
I mean, we saw him playing in similar roles during the last edition in Qatar, and he flourished and scored some brilliant goals.
He scored a goal of the tournament in that World Cup.
So Garnacho should just come up well.
See that Garnacho thing.
No, you are using your Chelsea bias.
The issue is beyond
football. I blame
Put your Chelsea bias aside.
I blame United.
It's beyond football.
See,
on emotion,
because you don't sit in a team with Messi and you disclose your support.
No, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't. No, hold on. That's fair. But I'm saying that's fair. We all might have our own individual affiliations, but when it comes to we coming together to do something beneficial, we all put everything aside and then stay focused and do the right. I agree with Francis. He has a very, very valid point. You might think that maybe the Argentine bosses feels that, listen, this guy does not even support what we are trying to do here by supporting Messi. But I think beyond that, if the player is good enough, allow him to play or bring him closer. But the point is that currently Chelsea paid how many £1 million for him from Manchester to come? 50. And he's played just one season. And Chelsea want him out.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
How much did Manchester United pay for Di Maria?
I think around 40 or something.
He was the most expensive signing at that time. He broke the record.
Okay.
What really did he contribute to that United team?
Okay.
Nothing. But the point is, when he came to the Argentine national team,
he always functioned.
He was a different kind of player. So we cannot judge him
based on club performance.
Based on the fact that he was signed and he didn't really do anything.
But I go back to what Doris said. Doris said something very, very crucial, and like you're also reiterating that he might be bad at club. He comes onto the national team where the national team is, and he looks a different kind of player. But have you ever seen his impact with this Argentine national team? Because with Di Maria,
how many chances have you offered him? He came in a time where there were wingers.
Yeah.
Now you are in a situation where
you need more wingers. Okay.
Yes, so you could just try him and see what he has to offer.
And the time we enjoyed Garnacho was under Erik ten Hag. And then when Garnacho became so bad was Amorim's how do you call it? Time.
Yeah.
So I think the coaching Garnacho is very good.
I see Chelsea fans putting that.
Stop that.
No, hold on. It has to be said. putting what was the name of that guy that was signed from Dot Gittins?
Yeah, Gittins.
They're putting Gittins ahead of Garnacho. On any day, Garnacho is far better than Gittins.
I mean, it depends on what the assessment that the technical guys have done behind closed doors. So we don't know.
So let's not disrespect Garnacho.
fair.
Let's give him his flowers. He has done a lot at the age of 22.
22
to merit a place in this Argentina team going forward.
I believe he will get an opportunity if Argentina decides to change the manager.
That's fine.
Now that's fine.
I think that could be also be crucial.
I'm the one wearing the jersey. I know the team.
Now that Xabi Alonso is also at Chelsea, let's see how he will like.
No, the player is already out. The player, he's not even part of the squad that they are even taking to preseason. He's currently home. Let's drop the Argentine conversation here. Let's do some social media reaction. After that, we'll go for a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We'll focus on Spain. The guys are just going to do the talking on Spain because what they did or what they've done in this tournament is just something incredible. We've not seen some before in the history of the FIFA World Cup. Let's do some social media reaction.
Would there be a session for cooking? Because I've been giving.
I'll give you your time. I'll give you your time.
I've been giving some utensils and
ingredients. The first one, he says that Spain out here playing football. Argentina playing. WWE.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And the referee is just there for the vibes. Charlie, this is.
It was terrible yesterday.
Okay, this one says that Messi lives without the World Cup and without a record of all-time leading scorer in a World Cup history. They left him. They left him nothing.
That's why he was crying.
Yeah, probably.
Yes,
it could be.
That's why I was crying.
It could be another reason.
The record he was chasing Mbappe last minute.
I was saying the last time the
sure. Imagine if you are Messi's Argentina, and you have got 0 shots, yellow card, and 1 red card. You have committed more than 19 fouls in 120 minutes of play. Spain is just the best team in this tournament.
You can't play this way and want to win. Oh, Charlie, how? Like, will you be happy with yourself?
This one says start Spain wins. Mbappe remains the top goal scorer. Argentina has completely lost all the credibility for the next 10 years.
Oh, yes.
The FBI is going to investigate FIFA corruption. Paraguay is traumatized by France. Definitely not a defeat. Okay. This one says that 15 minutes in, and the referee has ignored 3 blatant Argentina foul. 1 cast iron yellow card only a free kick. Okay, and 1 potential red card, not even a yellow. FIFA is doing everything they can. Okay, to help now. Okay, maybe I'm sure this one came in whilst the match was.
Yes, and the thing about this is, I always say it. See, when people are trying to oppress you, you have to be so good that their oppression will
whatever
not
they
work.
do, it will
Yeah,
not work.
yes.
Okay, Argentina should hang their heads in shame. Now, insufferable in victory against England and pathetic in defeat against Spain. Billions are watching, and you choose to start a fight and disgrace your nation. Do better.
It's an indictment on the captain.
It takes some nerve that we have to keep hearing from the commentators about Argentina's good behavior. Enough already is whitewashing is a scam. They haven't even won by cheating today. Without a doubt, football has won. Okay, congratulations to Spain. Someone should join me and say, God punish FIFA.
Oh, yes.
Packaging Messi at Argentina for years.
Back to the Bible scripture. you know. Back to the Bible scripture.
Okay, this one says that Messi 10 international finals, 3 trophies. Ronaldo 4 international finals, 3 trophies.
Do percentages. Okay. Do percentages. Say you see who is overachieving. Don't shout. Please move on to the next one.
Tony Cruz,
legend.
Football won.
Sammy, first of all, do you respect him as a beacon of football?
People have their opinion.
Yes
do you know that people disagree with me?
Yes or no?
You don't take my
I want
opinion
to know
to change
your
what you
opinion.
say.
The all-time top goal scorer for like close to
you're my big brother. I want to know what you think.
Behave yourself over there. Argentina came in as world number 1, defending champs. Messi last dance, and they still couldn't get a shot on target for half of extra time. Okay, this one says that they had to go through Uruguay, Portugal, Belgium, France, Argentina, Spain are the worthy champions. Okay, my goat, no be musician, but has the biggest sound in the world. Shoo.
No wonder he's a musician.
Why is he a musician now?
Last week.
Okay. That's last week. Yeah. All right. This one says that Argentina in the first half, 0 goals, 0 assists, 0.00 expected goals, 0.00 expected assists, 0 shot on target, 0 chances created, 0 big chances created, 0 box touches, and 0 accurate crosses.
Cardio 11. Say it. Cardio 11. Messi just came to do health work.
This one says that goals scored against top teams in all major competitions. Ronaldo 10, Messi 1. Difference. That is 9. Okay. Disappearance against Brazil in the final, disappearance against Germany in the final, disappearance against Chile in the final, disappearance against Chile in the final, disappearance against Brazil in the final, disappearance against Italy in the final, disappearance against Spain in the final. Against Italy.
Yeah.
When was that?
Oh, okay.
There's no Italy.
No, there's no Italy.
But do you know what's interesting about this? This has to do Brazil, Chile, Brazil. This has to do with the five Copa Americas. They had to play back to Messi won.
Okay, 0 control. Okay, the most embarrassing performance ever by a team in a World Cup final, and they are the defending champions. 0 penalties, 0 parties.
No penalty, no party. No cheating from the referee, no winning.
Okay. Spain scored 3 and asked FIFA to pick 1. Okay, that's an interesting one. Okay, this one says that this is the top sports guy, right?
Yeah.
I will never forgive Tuchel for letting this Argentina team beat us.
This team.
You know, I watched. He was on.
Is not good enough.
He was on Talksport. I don't know whether you've watched that viral commentary position video. He and Jason Kandi when he was yelling and screaming. I mean, okay. So if there is more, let's continue. Okay, this one says that all-time football top goal scorer Ronaldo, all-time international team top goal scorer Ronaldo, most national team appearances Ronaldo, most national team hat-tricks Ronaldo, most national team assists Neymar, all-time World Cup top goal scorer Mbappe, all-time Copa America top goal scorer Zizinho, and then Norberto Mendes, and then all-time UEFA Champions League top goal scorer Ronaldo, most assists in the UEFA Champions League Ronaldo, and the end they tell you Messi sealed football. Okay,
that's don't lie.
Seal with the salute.
Why? Okay, so those were some of the social media reactions that came through from the game that was played yesterday. Let's do a quick turnaround. We'll come back. We'll focus on Spain. And also, I'm interested in something, what we could learn from what Spain are doing, because it looks like they are doing something right. But when we come back from the commercial break, the guys will have their bite on Spain, what they've done through this tournament, and whether they are the worthy winners. And after that, we'll try and then pick some calls, because that's what Wandel is here for. And I would love to hear from you. Stay with us. You are watching Global Kickoff. We'll do a quick turnaround. Please do stay with us.
We are extremely happy. We are extremely happy. I don't know whether you can define the word extremely. We are extremely happy. We are extremely happy. I don't know whether you can define the word extremely. We are extremely happy. We are extremely happy. I don't know whether you can define the word extremely.
Ghana for the second World Cup running, the only Africans left standing.
What's getting another good one? We could take close to 200 doctors. Oh, Pias and Nampi, challenge today, we jackpot day. We dare live.
He's in the area. He's scored.
Oh,
it's the Lucky World Cup Sikapuduo promo. Every 11th June, Kosi 31st July 2026. Play and win your share of the 1 million Ghana City jackpot with a minimum stake of just 10 Ghana Cities. 20 lucky customers go win their share of the 20,000 Ghana Cities daily jackpot. Top 10 agents go chop bonus every weekend. Trying to Lucky app, Lucky website. Agent to ana dial *288#. Lucky World Cup Sikapuduo. Track it when the tickets. Yeah.
Auntie, one man no chopo. Blow beard your mame.
Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly. Not for persons under 18. Licensed and regulated by the NLA.
Play small, win big.
You know, sometimes when you're being ridiculed, you remember the story of Job? Yes, when Job never sinned against God, but then the devil went to God to ask God that, why have you blessed Job? And then God told the devil that Job is my servant. And so even if you decide to strip off everything that I, God, have given him, he will still be a true servant of mine. The devil felt God is lying. The devil went to Job, destroyed all his possession, destroyed everything that he had. You see? But out of the midst of the troubles of Job, the Bible says that Job never sinned against God. Job never sinned against God. Take your time, read the story of Job. And the Bible said Job never sinned against God. When Job was able to stand firm for God, the Bible says that everything that Job had, God multiplied it. That is the story of Job. You can equate the story of Job. Hey, don't try. Don't try. Me, I don't support anybody. But when it comes to football, the debate has been settled. It is over. You can have your opinion. But when it comes to the game, please, Selassie, please. You see, there's one interesting thing. When you love TV, sometimes the most interesting things happen behind the scenes, off camera. That is the most interesting thing. But anyway, we did discuss Argentina and where it went wrong for them and where they go from here. And now it's time for us to focus on Spain, because throughout the whole tournament, they ended the tournament without a defeat and they considered just a goal. You go back to the last time that they won the FIFA World Cup, the same record. They just recorded, at that time, they just recorded one defeat and they went all the way to lift the title. But we'll have time to talk about Spain. But earlier in my intro, I mentioned something about what Spain are doing, which will form part of our conversation. And I just want to put some few things across, and then the guys will finally have their bite on that, and then we'll begin with our discussion here. We are focusing on Spain, and like I said, this is what Spain are doing in world football at the moment. It is not only the men's side, because it looks like it cuts across. And this man that led the Spanish team to win the World Cup has been an integral part of everything that they've won. Now, if you look at the women's national team, they've won 11 titles everywhere, and they've won one World Cup in 2023, sorry, and then the Nations League they've won it twice. That is 2024 and 2025. Okay, and then in the under 20 they've won the World Cup in 2022. Under 19 they have won the European Under 19 Championship 5 times. That is 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26, back to back. And then the U17 World Cup, they've won it once, and plus the European Championship in 2024. That is for the women national team. Now, when you take a look at the men's national team, 5 titles since De La Fuente took over from 2022 to 2026. They have the World Cup, the UEFA Nations League, and then the European Championship. And then under 23, they've won the Olympic gold medal. And the U19, they've won the European Championship. Now, they ended the tournament without a defeat. And it will interest you to know that Spain are now unbeaten in their last 38 games in all competition. The longest run ever, by any European or South American country. And you're going back to the game that we all watched last night. In the entire game that Spain played, the 8th game that they've played, they only faced just 10 shots. They played 8 games in the tournament and they faced only 10 shots. After the discussion about Spain, look at the individual awards. The guys will put their thoughts on that and we can call it a show. But Wonder, let me begin with you. This is Spain. This is what they've achieved. It looks like a cut across everywhere. They are winning everywhere. And the man that led them to do this, achieve or to make this history, has been integral. From hindsight, if anybody is watching and how they've come to this tournament and dominate this tournament, of course, they had a very, very unconvincing start by drawing against Cape Verde, goalless draw, and people started raising cautions and all that. But they found a way to turn things around. And they've ended this tournament on a very, very good note that nobody ever predicted that was going to happen. What are they doing wrong? And from hindsight, what could any other country that is hoping to do better learn from this?
Okay. Number one, I predicted that Spain was going to win from the onset.
Yeah.
You people didn't believe. I told you, go and put your money on it. They said no. Let's go to the next thing. You look at Spain and it's just a DNA that has been embedded in the Spanish players from a very youthful age right up to the national team. Nothing has changed. The same way they play from under 15, they carry on to under 17, under 20, under 23, and then to the national team. So then it becomes easy to move through that. It's like over the years you perfected doing the same thing through to the national team. So when you get there, it's not anything different from what you know. That is how come a player like Pau Kubasi will put up such a performance, come up against a high pressure Argentina team and still be able to feel comfortable and didn't need any form of coaching. It's just the DNA that has been developed. And if you develop your DNA very well, right from under 15 upwards, there will definitely be coaches that are handling those various stages in your national team football. That also gives you a pool of coaches that you can fall back on when need be. And it's not surprising that De La Fuente, who a lot of people do not know, has come into this vital cog and has maintained the same status and is running with it. Unfortunately, on our end of the world, we used to have a DNA and it was working with us. It was working for us. Cold football, under Milo tournaments, it was working for us. Then they were taken to Winneba and all that. But now it's about how fast we can ship players abroad so that we can get money from player sales. And that's what almost everybody is focusing on. You have even teams from Europe come set up camp because the talent pool is there and they need to tap into that. So just yesterday, Como has shipped 5, I think, under 10 or under 12 or under 15 players to Italy. These are resources that you are going to lose. These are people who would not even know what the Ghanaian way of doing things is, because at such a young age, they are going to be taken there. They are going to spend the next 10 to 15 years learning the Italian way of doing things. You have Right to Dream. Yes, Right to Dream is camped here, but you look at their orientation, their training sessions, everything is modeled on an European setup. And when the players develop, they are quickly shipped out. And it's one of the reasons why our league is struggling, because ideally these players, if they had gone through the process, would have been the players that would play our local league and then also develop themselves from the national team's setup. And then ideally, the local Black Stars would have been the place where they would have like the edge to the Black Stars, where they test themselves. You are ready now. You can move into Europe, and then you get to the Black Stars. But we've thrown away our whole integral or structural way of developing players for a quicker way of making more money, and that is what is lost on us. You look at this Spain national team, and until you are exceptionally well, and if you are not playing in Spain, you will hardly get a call up until you are exceptionally well that they cannot neglect you. But Raya is a very good situation. That's a very, very good goalkeeper there. But for some reason, he can't get into the setup. Then you have Dean Huijsen from Madrid.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's seen as a player from the Dutch school of thought. So it's quite hard for someone who has trained youngsters throughout the setup to see him as an integral part of this. I mean, he gave him a chance, he tried, but then Kubasi steps up, and all of a sudden Kubasi comes in, because Kubasi is someone who he knows has gone through that Spanish DNA. It is in him. So it's when you look at what Spain is doing, they'll continuously get talented players, because it's like a circle or a cycle. Once it starts, your cycle ends when you get into the national team.
Right.
Then another cycle starts. But we have decided to cut short our cycle, or to fast track our cycle, to start shipping out players fast. And because of how the fast track we've decided to take, we are making so many mistakes. We're promising players who need to stay grounded are now finding themselves in Bahrain and Somalia. Salim Adams.
I'm shocked.
What sort of decision is that? Like, ask yourself.
The top goal scorer is somewhere in Kuwait.
Exactly. Bahrain. Who is seeing you in Bahrain? How much are you going to be paid in Bahrain?
Charlie.
You see, when you start training kids at that age, you start teaching them how to prioritize delayed gratification for a bigger payout. They teach them, they go to school on how to talk to the media, how to handle pressure, Bellingham's dad was talking about his story, and at such a young age, they taught him how to do those things, because they started putting camera on him at age 10. So they had to in the academy, they went to school on how to talk to the media, how to answer certain questions, how to handle your social media, what even branding is, sponsorships. You are taught all those things. But here you don't get that training. You show a little sign of promise,
and you are away.
It's about fast. Your family members are giving you pressure to move. The team owner is also giving you pressure. This person wants to buy you. To the extent that we go and play matches abroad, and we leave players over there that you are not coming back again. We have sold you.
Anyway, a lot could be learned.
At the end of the day, a lot could be learned.
Where I remember before I talked to Doris, there was this. I was having a conversation with the football administrator, and he mentioned something to me that he had an offer, and then a footballer had an offer. A player playing for his club had an offer, and he informed the player, informed the uncle, and the uncle, the club administrator was trying to delay the move, and the uncle phoned the club administrator and said, "We need here a team waha." Come on, player, But Doris, quick thoughts on, De La Fuente and what he achieved with the Spanish national team. You didn't seem convinced about their opener against Cape Verde, but then he found a way, turned things around, coming up against the defending champions, humiliated them, lifted the trophy. How much of credit does he deserve here?
De La Fuente, he should thank Cape Verde for, bringing, performing that way for them in the game, because they were underdogs.
Right.
When we talk about a typical one, because it was their first game at the World Cup. And so for Cape Verde to rub shoulder to shoulder with you in your first opening game, a lot must have been learned from that particular game, because if if it were to be Uruguay, maybe even Ghana, who played that draw game with you, it's no news because we are always on that tournament. But Cape Verde, so it took him back to go and ask himself, okay, I have the resources, and I've always talked about managers that don't know how to use the resources they have. I have everything. I've won with this same like set of players they use before coming here. So what can I do? Because it's a tournament, and this time around, it's made of 48 teams.
Yeah.
I need to be flexible in a way where this shouldn't happen again. And so as I'm saying, he learned the hard way. The next games that we saw him played, it was clear that now he knows how to use his players and use them right and like how do you call it, correct at the right time.
Right.
He knew how to use them in a correct way at the right time.
Right.
Not just using them at the time he wants, but at the right time.
Yeah, that's key.
Yeah, because the first game too, he made his substitutions, but the substitutions didn't want any game. He didn't score any goal for him. But going forward, even if he starts the game and then he doesn't win or get any goal, his subs comes on to come and win for him. So that's why we're using the keyword at the right time.
Sure.
He learned a lot. He didn't have it too much that these players have won, like they are champions before coming to the tournament. So I just leave them to go and do what they are doing. He still decided to use them accordingly. I've always asked myself that what made him take 8 players from Barcelona to join this team, because that's like 80% of a first lineup.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's starting from a goalkeeper, Joan Garcia. But look at how he used these players. The only person who stand up among that 8 players from Barcelona for me was Kubasi. And Kubasi fit into his style of play. Cucurella, Pedro, who took off his position from Marcus
Llorente.
Yeah, Llorente, that first game. Also came out to come and, give his all. And I've always said this thing that I don't really fancy the attacking department of a team. The one that really moves me is the midfield or the defensive backline, because these are going to be the people to bring up the ball to you up front.
Right.
And so when I saw people talking about Rodri winning the best player of the tournament, I was like, maybe all they just see is goals. But you need that person to stand up to play.
Right.
So that's how come Luis De La Fuente had the courage to use Rodri.
And this is what he said after the game. I hope my story will be taken by young players as an example. Even when your career goes down, you can always come back.
Exactly. He knew how to use him even when he was not fully fit in this tournament. And what did he do? He made sure he has positioned people who can make good use of the balls that he will get. I want to make a controversial statement. Which is me saying that anytime I see Rodri, I see Thomas Partey. Sometimes look at a player, if you have the IQ, that's they used to say that this is a great player. But anytime I see Thomas Partey, I feel Thomas Partey didn't really get the clubs that he was supposed to get from his the beginning of his career to expose him well, because he was coming from where Atletico, and we know what they are made of. They don't win trophies and all, so you don't project out there. But Rodri was able to, shine out for Pep at Man City. There's nothing different, or I don't see the vast difference between Rodri and Thomas Partey.
Right.
Because what Rodri is doing, Thomas Partey can equally do it. But De La Fuente knows how to do what? To use his players at the right time in games. So his in-game management, top notch, and how he learns his approach. I think I even mistakenly gave the accolades to Thomas Tuchel that he knows how to approach game, but not knowing that La Fuente was rather doing that. Oh yes, he knew how to come into games. Look at how he scored Belgium. And even look at how Belgium scored him. Immediately he was like, I'm not going to give you room to even get the second goal. So he even deployed someone who can carry the ball from. So I'm just saying that he was top notch. He knew how to use the resources that was given to him. Simple.
Right. Great. We'll wrap up very soon. But Francis, could they be a dominant force when it comes to world football? We've seen the Italian, we've seen the Brazilian, we've seen the Germans whenever they are peak. Is Spain currently on that path where they can become a dominant force?
Well, they are already a dominant force, and the performance we saw yesterday was not an accident. Right. It was too deliberate effort to build a team, not just by fluke. Just go and gather some players. A tournament is coming. Knee-jerk reactions, like what is happening in Ghana. Knee-jerk reaction. You just go and gather some players. But it was through deliberate efforts. When their golden generation vanished in 2008, 2012, that right after the World Cup in South Africa, they have made a deliberate attempt that we are going to build a team that will be able to stand a test of time. And again, we cannot just build a team for just tiki-taka football, but we are known for possessive football. Right. But our football should not be just possessive football, but it should be possession with what? Purpose. And they have done that. If you watch the style of play, you clearly see that, look, this is an attempt, a deliberate attempt to what? Build a team. Sorry. And they have done that successfully. And also credit to the clubs in Spain. They have contributed tremendously. You can mention the La Masia. The La Masia of Barcelona, the players they produce. They
had how many players in here?
They have Gavi.
8 players, all coming from the La Masia.
Yeah, you check out the players they produce. Gavi was part of the La Masia. Kubasi was part of the La Masia. Lamine Yamal was part of the La Masia.
Cucurella went through the La Masia.
Yeah.
Cucurella was in the La
absolutely.
Masia. Yeah.
And all these players have established themselves. They have become even starting players for Spain before they even crossed the 19. They were regular starters as a teenagers. So it shows that, look, this is a deliberate attempt. Not just the La Masia, Zubieta of Real Sociedad. They've also what? They've also developed players. Martin Zubimendi of Arsenal is one of those players. And look, it's a deliberate attempt. So this is what I'm saying. Right. Our clubs in Ghana, can they also do that? Accra Hearts of Oak, Asante Kotoko. As we are mentioning clubs in Spain, oh no, that is the look. Yeah. So it is not just the Spanish Federation who have decided to develop talent.
See, Francis,
the players or the clubs are contributing
what you are
tremendously.
saying, it is not as if we cannot do. We are just deliberately not ready to learn. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. So if the performance we saw from the Spanish team yesterday, like I've mentioned, that look, it doesn't come as a fluke. It wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate attempt that we are going to develop players.
Okay.
And again, we are not just going to play tiki-taka football. Now football has evolved. Football has become more direct. So not just players kicking the ball around. Wowing the fans. But look, they have to do that with purpose. Right. They have to get results. Right. How to penetrate the box. How to score goals. And they've done that. Look, they are going to dominate world football for a very long time, since 1962. I think Brazil was the only team that defended the World Cup.
Did the same thing.
Yeah. So I think this Spain team, they have the capabilities. They have the mental fortitude. They can probably defend the World Cup because the performance we saw from them yesterday. These are all young players. Gavi is young. Kubasi is young. Lamine Yamal is young. I think Miki Oyarzabal, I think he's close to 30 also.
No, he's 26.
He's 26, so he's equally young. And look, the goalkeeping department too, they need absolutely no introduction.
I mean,
these are players.
Doris mentioned Juan Garcia as well.
Absolutely.
Another young goalkeeper as well, yeah. Yeah,
so
please proceed.
So these are players they can equally rely on any day.
Right.
Just winning the World Cup yesterday, I believe that, look, a chunk of the squad will go to the 2030 World Cup and still make the country proud. So once again, what I'm saying is this is not by accident. If you saw them play a very good football last night, it wasn't an accident. They were very purposeful. They wanted to develop a team that will be able to stand the test of time, a team that will be able to face any other teams without any threat. And they've done that successfully. Once again, kudos to the Spanish Federation. And I believe that, look, our Ghana Football Association will also take a cue from this and all start developing talent. Even in Ghana, we are not able to gather talent and shape them. Now we are taking it to England. We want to catch them young in England. I think that is one of the things.
The man is thinking about third term. He's not thinking about developing of football.
So it's an issue. So look, the performance you showed yesterday, just to conclude on this, it wasn't an accident, and they've done well.
Thank you. I mean, Jesse, you mentioned something that you don't think Argentina will be able to find a way to win it in the next 2-3 editions, but Francis believe that they're already a force to be reckoned with. Do expect them to continue this brilliant performance because there are Euros coming up, UEFA Nations coming up, League coming up, and then qualifiers for the next edition of the World Cup, which will be co-hosted by Morocco, Spain, and then Portugal. Do they have what it takes? Because you look at, I mean, Wendell spoke about a young blood. I mean, in this squad, Doris is the same, and then Francis also retreating the same point. Do they have what it takes to go all the way? I mean, to do what we've seen some of the great nations do.
Let me start with this statement, Samuel. But for wickedness, corruption, pride, and deliberate attempts to dent a country's football, like the template of a successful football country is there. A lot of countries have tried it. I cited an example about the Italian philosophy of football that got them to be very successful. When fascism was a thing, Benito Mussolini had to create a football infrastructure using Juventus, highlighting on Juventus and so many other things. They fell off. Instead of them to follow the football template, the pattern that has made other countries successful, what did they do? They went to sleep, and now Italian football has fallen. Not just Italy, other countries, Germany, have been victims of not being intentional about their football. So, always, he who is intentional about his football, he who is deliberate about football structuralism, always wins. After Vicente Del Bosque was introduced into the dynamics of Spanish football, I picked something very important about it. I picked that now football is beyond entertainment. It has become a source of livelihood. It has become something that has taken the entirety of families out of poverty. It has served as employment avenues for people. It has taken people out of mental health. Because of football, we have organizations like UNICEF get their sponsorship delved into football. So when you see a sport like this, what do? You don't joke with it. You take it with all urgency. And that is exactly what every serious footballing country is doing. After 2008, 2010, 2012 with the Spanish national team, when they realized that that generation had faded off and that they needed to build something, they started right away. And then guess who was in that dynamics? Luis de la Fuente. As far back as then, football success is deliberate. It's intentional. It writes with a template. It writes with a DNA. Luis de la Fuente's story has never been a fluke. He was with the under 15. He was in the youth system. He understands football. And not just that with the national team. For a national team to be very successful, everyone in the country holds a major take in that. Look at the La Masier's contribution to the national team. You know why? They buy into the national ideology of Spain. So when they are developing a football, they know that how can we develop our football and find a way to connect it to our clubs? So when our clubs want to tap into our talent, it's easier for them to fit in. But our part of the world, we feel that we have talent, and then every day this statement has become a cliche. As for there's so much talent, and then the kids are not even serious about it. Some few weeks, someone reached out to me, a footballer. I said, Jesse, I want you to help me get a team. I said, do you have a video? He said, no, I don't have a video. What's your club doing? Do they have cameras? We don't have that. We don't know anything about that. I'm like, so what is your progression plan as a player? You are 20 years old. You want to play football. And I can't blame him because it's the infrastructure. Yeah. When you go to Spain, as young as 8, 9, 10, they are playing football, and this football is documented on camera. Right. This is a country serious about developing their football. Right. And then this is what we are seeing. That is the result we are seeing. Back to back to back. And now, look at the ages of the players. They are coming back again.
That is what I would offer to address. Because that will be the final one, and then we can call it the show. But guys, I mean, before Ofe will have his back, but I'll pick your favorite goal of the tournament, and then we can wrap up with. So whilst Ofe speaks, you think about your favorite goal of the tournament.
We are not calling the people again.
We are pressed for time. We'll come back.
Hey, Sammy.
You see now.
Sammy,
now they are blaming me.
Run away.
See, if you want the callers, please talk to
Whether
K.
Whether you like it or
talk
not.
To K or
Even
talk to me.
The arena, I will bring it back.
No problem. Ofe, see, what gets me scared, and anytime that I watch Spain play, what runs through my mind is the young players in this squad and how they are playing. And if you listen to all what they've said, Spain are not going to stop producing. They'll still keep producing. So it's more like they are going to get better, go on the long term. I mean, the same question I asked Francis and then Jesse. Now, what should be the priority? Because this looks like it's going to long term to go into any game as favorites. But you don't also expect the success that they've chopped here. I mean, or they've choked here, just to go into their mind and then approach every game with that complacency that, listen, we'll walk into every game as champions. But rather, hoping that they will build on this and then get better and better and better for the long term, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, as professional journalists, now we have so many journalists, so I'll use professional. As professional journalists, our aim is to educate, entertain, and inform the public. So, I mean, I want to, highlight some suggestions to the Ghana Football Association. Give them a blueprint, and also,
Oh no, I get you. See, some of
they have DNU.
You see the point? Laurie, I said Laurie's. Wendell knows my stand when it comes to this GFA and how they done that.
I'll just the guy there. So you don't worry. I'll link Spain's success to it. So Spain's success at the World Cup, it's not by prayers and luck.
Exactly.
It was by proper planning.
Listen, if you listen to what Francis said, go back to what you said.
You can't talk.
It's about intentional.
Like that.
No.
What do you mean?
That's the truth. No, but that's the truth. That's not the truth. All those teams that came to the World Cup, which team? No disrespect to any religion, but which country did you hear that they are roaming from church to church and from mosque to mosque?
But somebody took Messi's boots to church.
That's fair, but I'm saying that even doing that was not even going to do anything.
They did their preparation.
They did their preparation. That was the most important thing.
No. Cucurella went to put a coin in the
Philadelphia's prayers brought us this far. We weren't going to qualify.
That's your opinion. Offer, please proceed. I don't want any problem on this show. I beg you, my brother.
Don't do that. Look, don't do that.
Football success doesn't depend on fluke and prayers.
Right.
But when we talk about, I believe in spirituality, we all need to pray.
Of course.
Because when we talk about even prayers, who brought Christianity into Africa? It was Europeans. Yeah. And we saw some of them even praying after this World Cup matches, France and the likes of England. What I'm trying to say is that, look, Spain winning this World Cup was by proper planning. And it started with Luis de la Fuente.
Yeah.
With Spain under 19 when they won the Euros. Two key players were in that team. Rodrigo, that's Rodri, and Mikel Merino.
Yeah.
Now, what Luis de la Fuente did was to build this cohesion, team cohesion, and as Jesse said, the DNA, to understand the Spanish DNA. And the strength of this Spanish team is by creating good and technical midfielders, because they want to keep hold on the ball. So then you need quality midfielders to do that. And Rodri was a key player for them. Now, I want them to give me a graphic of the under 19 squad, Sammy, so that you
the Spain U19
squad. The Spain U19 with Luis de la Fuente.
Right.
So I think Don Pablo will show it to us.
Yeah, you don't worry. You proceed. They'll get.
Jose Vallejo, the Real Madrid defender, was in there.
Right.
Ceballos was in there. Mikel Merino was in there.
Rodri, the U19.
The U19. Rodri was in there. We saw two key players in the national team. So this is the under 21. Yes, under 21 that won the Euros. Now you see Pedro Porro in there, the defender.
Yeah.
Cucurella.
You see Cucurella in there.
Rodri.
You see Rodri in there.
Eric Garcia.
You see Eric Garcia in there. Then you see the goal scorer Ferran Torres.
Even Ansu Fati was in there.
Ansu Fati is also in there. Now these are 6 key players that we know.
Yeah.
6.
And Eric Garcia was at this tournament, right?
Eric Garcia was at this tournament.
Yeah.
He's there. Now the next graphic. I think the Olympics games. This is the Nations League.
Okay.
This is the Nations League. This is the Olympics.
Olympic squad, yeah.
Now you see Eric Garcia in there again.
Cucurella
is still in there.
You see Dani Olmo.
Unai
Simon.
The goalkeeper is in there. Mikel Merino.
Zubimendi
is in there. Zubimendi.
Pedri was in there.
Dani Olmo is in there. Marco Asensio is in there.
Yeah.
And then to the Nations League. This was coached by Luis de la Fuente.
Yeah. So from the 21 to the Olympics
to the
And now
Olympics,
to the Nations League.
to the Nations League.
Okay.
This is the Olympics. So I want the Nations League.
Yeah. The graphic that came earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Now nice one. He kept him there. Consistency.
Eric Garcia
is still
Rodri is there.
Marcos Llorente is in there.
Dani Olmo is there.
Is in there. Dani Olmo.
Ferran
Torres.
Gavi. You could see Gavi also in there.
At that time, Gavi had an excellent season with Barcelona.
Yeah.
Then he got promoted to this team.
Yeah.
So I mean, two key things. One, consistency.
Yeah.
All the
It
way
runs
from
through.
it runs
Exactly.
through. So they brought on a man who understood their youth football. That was Luis de la Fuente after Luis Enrique, because the preparation plan had been done. Now let's bring a manager who understands our youth football. Don't forget, Luis Enrique understood the youth football.
Yeah.
And was part of the youth system from Barcelona.
Yeah, sure.
So then Luis de la Fuente has achieved success with the youth football.
Yep.
So why not give him the chance?
Exactly.
Then they gave him the chance. All he needed to do was to bring the players he trained right from under 19. Those who played for him. Well, nice one was part of the under 19, same as Rodri, same as Mikel Merino. Ceballos didn't get a call up, but he's still active player.
He fits into the narrative with regardless of how good David Raya is. He still sticks to Unai
He still
Simon.
sticks to, he knows what he's going to get from Unai Simon. He coached him. So the moment a manager coaches a player, he knows what he's going to get from a player.
Interesting.
So for Rodri, he coached Rodri. So he knows what he's going to get from Rodri. So at the national team, he doesn't need to talk much. They understand the assignment right from the youth level. So when you look at the graphic, all these players, Dani Olmo, all came from the youth system. They've been imbibed by the Spanish DNA, as how Jesse was saying. So they understand the possession game. They understand where to be in the right positions. So one, you need consistency. The last time I think Silo Muntari was saying something, he had understanding between him and Michael Essien when they play court football. You don't expect a player to tell me, you don't expect me to be with you. We will be key players, okay, from youth football. Then all of a sudden, Wendell is from somewhere. He comes and joins us. Then we expect to play good football with Wendell. It doesn't work like that. It works with consistency. And also, data. Data is very important in football. The numbers. Why are people saying that Rodri don't deserve the golden
not to
ball?
cut you, I mean, those the shot in there was live feed from Spain. Charlie, they are celebrating.
They're celebrating. They have to celebrate. Proper planning. When you plan, when the structure is working, you achieve success. So then winning the Olympics at the 19 Nations League, Euros, it was not by fluke. Consistency level was there.
Okay,
give me the data. Rodri. People were talking about Rodri doesn't deserve the golden ball because Messi has scored so many goals. What do you mean by that? Data right now is really, really important in football. Give me the Rodri data, please, Don Pablo. Look at the passes that Rodri made. The accurate passes. He was so instrumental for the Spanish national team that...
So that's the passes there. That's the passes pattern for Rodri.
Rodri was so everywhere. Sammy, Rodri set the World Cup record for the most completed passes by any player in a single tournament, hitting 655 completed passes. So this shows you, look at that, 655 passes.
And this Rodri played at the De La Fuente in the youth ranks.
In the youth ranks. He knows what Rodri will give him. Even though Rodri is not scoring, he is the main.
Exactly. He orchestrates everything.
He orchestrates everything for Spain. So, one, they are not conceding so many goals because of this man. They are scoring because of this man. They are possessing the ball because of this man.
So he's the engine of this.
He's the engine of this team. People are focusing on goals. But look, you need someone to give you the ball before you score the goal.
Of course.
You need someone to defend for you. And this is the man who has done everything for Spain. Not forgetting the other one. The champion Pau Kubas at 19 years. What he's done is incredible. Setting or breaking the record of the legend Maldini. Don't probably give me the next
at the age of what? 19
years. Pau Kubasi. So I mean, you don't need to be tough. You don't need to have strong body build before you can be a strong defender. You just need to be intelligent,
sensible.
My message to Pau Kubasi: he should leave Barcelona this season when they don't win the Champions League. Now, no, listen. He has won La Liga. He has won the World Cup now. Best player of the
young player
of the tournament. This boy is very good. He should leave Barcelona and comes to Real Madrid and win the Champions
That
League.
is
If
not-
Barcelona
that
doesn't
will not happen.
It's okay, please. Because we are pressed for time, so please go on.
The graphic,
Yeah,
please, the graphic,
sure.
please. Start-
Yeah.
Look at that graphic. He started all the games for Spain.
Yeah.
7 games, 6 clean sheets. The legendary Maldini started 7 games for
5
Italy.
clean sheets.
5 clean sheets. He was playing with Emerick Laporte.
Yes. Yeah.
He was playing with Emerick Laporte. The guy's interceptions, his passes, reading the opponent's game is top notch.
Yeah.
This guy will be one of the best defenders we'll ever see in the world.
Great. Guys, thank you. Thank you very much. We've had a lot of things to say. Ofe has really taken it to a different height, but it's all good. But Wando, 1 second for each everybody. Your favorite World Cup goal?
Oh, can I do my favorite World Cup scenario? I want them to play some. I want them to play some video for me. I just want that video.
And the production has agreed to play.
Oh yes, Don Pablo, please continue the video for me.
You have been ridiculed. You remember the story of Job? Yes. When Job never sinned against God. But then the devil went to God to ask God that, why have you blessed Job? And then God told the devil that Job is my servant. And so even if you decide to strip off everything that I, God, have given him, he will still be a true servant of mine. The devil felt God is lying. The devil went to Job, destroyed all his possession, destroyed everything that he had. You see? But out of the midst of the troubles of Job, the Bible says that Job never sinned against God. Job never sinned against God. Take your time, read the story of Job. And the Bible says Job never sinned against God. When Job was able to stand firm for God, the Bible says that everything that Job had, God multiplied it. That is the story of Job. You can equate the story of Job. Hey, don't try. Don't try. Me, I don't support anybody. But when it comes to football, the debate has been settled. It is over.
God.
You can have your opinion. But when it comes to
move
the
to
game,
the next one. Move to the next one. Sammy has spoken enough. Yes. We will expose all of them today. Jesse, do you have anything to tell us before we play the video?
I ask you a simple question.
We'll answer
we are wrapping up the program. I ask you a simple question.
We'll wrap up. Don't worry.
Answer the question. What is your favorite World Cup goal?
It's okay.
My favorite World Cup goal in this tournament.
Yes, please.
The Ferran Torres goal. That's my favorite World Cup goal. Yes.
The final.
Yes, because of the joy and the excitement he gave me. That was my favorite World Cup goal.
That's nice. I think it's a good goal. It's a well-worked goal.
Very good. Yeah. I've never seen a team. No. Spain is something else.
All right.
And the rest,
it's true.
I mean, they have to go and renew their subscription with the FIFA and the referees. Else, that's it for them.
Doris, where you stand? What's your favorite World Cup goal?
This guy, Lopez, from Cape Verde.
Okay.
Cabral Lopez. Cabral Lopez.
Against Argentina.
Right. Yeah. Francis, where do you stand?
Well, I think I've got 3, but I'm going to pick one.
Yeah.
That's Enzo Fernandez strike against England in the semi-final outside the box. Messi on the left, crosses to him. Yeah. Fantastic strike. Yeah. And of course, he was one of those moments that usually, broke England and not completely destroyed them. And again, this one too, Shamrov, Shamdov.
Yeah.
Sheldrov. No, not Sheldrov.
Is it not
Shamrov, Uzbekistan?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Shamdov. Shamdov. I think he also a very fantastic acrobatic strike, and he also scored that goal for Uzbekistan. So you should just go and check that out.
Sure.
But I also agree with
Wendell.
Doris.
Okay.
That Cabral goal, Charlie.
It was
fantastic long range
very good
against Argentina. Yeah. So those 3 goals. But my pick would definitely be the Enzo Fernandez against England.
Jesse.
Yeah, I think I'll go for Cabral Cape Verde against Argentina, and then Sheldrop Norway.
Yeah.
That goal was incredible. Yeah, that's my 2.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with the Ferran Torres goal. It gave me joy. That was a great goal.
Excitement, ecstasy.
You know, the Ferran Torres, the positioning with his left foot. After all the criticism he has faced, he deserved to score that goal. Spain deserved that goal. Spain deserved the World Cup. I love that goal so much.
You are saying too many good things for me.
I love that goal.
Yes. Let's hear from Jesse.
What do you want him to say again?
I want him to say a few words before we go.
A few words from where?
Selassie, can you give me the video? Jesse's video. I want him to. Are
you the one directing the program or what? Everybody directing the program.
Today part. Everybody has to answer for their crime.
I the one who say what a day to be alive.
What a day.
Who is directing the program? Are you the one that you are on site and you are directing the program?
Is the one you say what a day to be alive?
It's called shared responsibility.
Behave yourself over here.
You were talking about the Spain team playing together as one and producing results. I'm helping you.
Yes. Guys, morning. Just to be a bit sarcastic, is the debate now over? That is a question I just want to find out.
What a time to be alive.
I know, right?
What a glorious time to be alive. Charlie, it's good to be back. I don't find a better day to do a show than today.
Yeah.
Wow, you told today glorious.
Today is going to be a good day. Yes. It's more of like our day. You remember those days, KG, primary, JSS1 and stuff. Our day. Yeah, G and Nisa. This morning, just to be a bit sarcastic.
Guys,
what are you guys doing here?
He's hiding. Hey, this is what we call you run with your tail in between your legs. You pass the highway, but you pass exit route.
Thank you. Yeah.
Charlie, a minute. When we were doing this, then I read after that show. Somebody sent me, said this Bible verse, Hebrews chapter 13.
Oh God!
I will never leave you nor forsake you.
Oh God!
Right. So
he didn't forsake us.
We will have the last laugh. No matter what.
Can you let me finish?
Oh, please, do you have Messi's video crying? Do you have the crying video? If you have the crying video,
over there.
Give me the crying video.
Selassie, please.
Please give us the crying video.
Oh,
yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Don't worry, I'm with you. I'm wearing your jersey.
Charlie, I'm saying that you once said, why are you forcing that Selassie to be doing things that he's not supposed to do?
I'm going to Argentina tomorrow to get my jersey signed.
Guys, thank you very much. This is our final episode of the Global Kickoff here on WoezorTV. Yes, Charlie, the production guys. Charlie, you guys are solid. You guys, the only lady in our midst, Charlie, brutal. That's all serious. See, let me do it one by one, Charlie. From the production guys, from Frank to Steve to Nee to Jonas to Clenham to Promise. To the motion curve, to Sammy, to everybody,
Mimi,
to Clenham, to formats,
the landlord himself is
to
here.
Everybody here, to the landlord, Jonas, to everybody, to Mimi. Yeah, I'll do this. Take your time,
Okay.
That one, if I don't do, I'm dead.
Hey,
to all of them, Charlie, to the production guy, Charlie, especially Frank and Steve. Thank you very much for tolerating our shenanigans, Charlie. You guys have been super from day one since we begin the coverage for the World Cup. You guys have been solid. You guys have been supportive, and also a big thank you to Kweku Frimpong for putting this one together every day, Charlie, making sure that everything is on point. We are doing this. This one is moving here. You are dragging this one in, doing all these things, Charlie. The coordination has been super fantastic. Thank you to all our sponsors. Also, whenever we are on set, whether the coverage whether we are on the World Cup coverage, all our sponsors, and when it comes to the global kickoff, our major sponsor, which is the WoezorTV, always making it possible for us to bring you the social media reaction. Guys, thank you very much to WoezorTV for making it always possible to bring you some social media reaction. To all the guys, like you can see the graphic on your short from there. Yeah, to Selassie as well, Charlie, one of the great guys. One time I saw him do something. He was late and he rushed in here. The way he was panting, Charlie, just to ensure that we go on air. Charlie, to all the guys here, to Eric, to Doris himself, to Francis, to Mike, to Wendell himself, to Ofe, to Larry, to Kelvin, to all the guys, to Nana, to all the guys here, to Kelvin, to all the guys
Michael.
Michael, to Ajo, all the guys that came, to Jesse, to all the guys, Charlie, you guys,
the one in the seat,
exactly, Charlie, you guys have been awesome, and to all the bosses here, Charlie, Mimi has been orchestrating things from behind.
Oh yes,
Charlie,
yes,
Charlie,
Chief
Mimi,
Cook,
Chief Cook. Nana, Charlie
Chief Cook,
yes, and then Laura too. Charlie, very calm, but Charlie, another one. I promised that I was going to release a dozy on Rose.
Forgive her, son.
I should forgive her.
No.
Okay.
The enthusiastic. Today, there's no forgiveness anywhere. Even if you go to the courts, they are not forgiving.
Oh, Nana!
Please, open.
Right. So, Charlie, guys, thank you very much. Remember, on WoezorTV, Arena returns next week. Remember, there is transfer deadline. That will come up. We'll bring you some more details as well. And we are putting together a new package, a brand new show sports program for you, which will come on your screen very, very soon. So stay tuned with us. So on the set, Doris, you wanted to say something before finally we go?
Yes, I wanted to say thank you to God first, and then thank you to my family who have supported me, especially from the huge setback I had. And I want to say thank you to Ajo and the ANF family. They've really been of support. They've urged me on and encouraged me. So I want to thank them too. And I want to say thank you to Boss Kweku.
Right, sure.
Boss Kweku, for the second time, giving me the platform at WoezorTV to come and share my in-depth analysis. And I want to say thank you to everyone that I met here. Yes.
So we're going to miss you. She has some strong attached to drink, eh?
Yeah, so I want to say thank you to everyone. The guys at the
production.
Yes, sure, I will never ever forget this experience. I would say it's my first experience in the career. So wherever I get to, I will always mention WoezorTV.
Sure.
So I like to do mine also.
Right.
And I want to thank you so much. I want the whole world to know that you gave me this platform. God bless you so much. And also, Boss Kweku also for
when you spoke to me when I had a discussion with him, he's the one that does the final decision. But then you don't have to thank me. Thank you rather.
In some ways, I have to thank you for the connection and also Boss Kweku. God bless you so much.
Who you know.
Follow who know. You see that?
Yes.
Follow who knows.
So I want God to bless both of you and also the wonderful team at Weezo Sports, to Wendell, my favorite guy, to Michael.
Oh yes.
To Eric and also Francis, yes. I want to be part of this team. I love you guys, and also the production to Don Pablo, Jonas, Jesse, my new friend, also Selassie, Mimi, a special person. Like to everybody. I love everybody.
Charlie, thanks guys.
Charlie, since the guys
Charlie, but your hairstyle, they form today.
Give him shout out. Give him a
Okay, so you
Kelly Ajolu is called Yavuga. He's a very good papa.
Please can we come for free haircuts?
Oh, why not?
Are you sure?
Okay.
Jesse, very quick one.
Let me say a big thank you to the whole Weezo crew, and then Michael Gogo. He's an old boy of my alma mater also. So Charlie, we are large, and then some for the opportunity, and then Kweku also, Charlie. It's been wonderful. I can't do this without saying a big shout out to the ANF club and then Ajo himself,
Yeah.
and Selassie.
Yeah.
I've really stressed him with my tactical stuff, but you know, I mean, it's,
It's
all
all
part
good.
of it's all part of the way.
Any last words for Messi?
Messi, see, Messi is the undisputed goat. And the World Cup on the table, then we can have a
Francis, a very quick one, then we'll leave.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie, fantastic. You guys are absolutely exciting too. I really enjoy the team. It's been, 34 matches. I believe that our viewers, they really enjoy every single moment.
Yeah.
I just want to use this opportunity to say thank you to the entire Wezor team, right from the security to the very top, the very last man here. Congratulations to every one of you. You've done tremendous work.
1-0.
Please show my yourself.
Masa, I need to do the final round, so hurry up.
I'm coming to talk, please. So to all the football fans out there, it's still love, you know. CR7 on an Argentina jersey, it just shows you that football is supposed to be an enjoyable sport. Football is not supposed to be an emotional one. I mean, there are times where you have your down moments, there are times where you all be happy, but at the end of the day, football is supposed to make us enjoy. It's an entertainment sport. So I want to say a big thank you to all of you for giving us the audience, and you testified that the analysis was spot on, the tactical board, everything we said. I mean, I'm sure by this time the bookies too have cashed out a lot, because we gave a lot of very good predictions about what was going to go into the games. And I mean, Don Pablo especially, if for the viewers, find out, investigate and find out who Don Pablo is. Don Pablo is
yesterday he was here when he texted Jonas, so it's time to do things.
There's a reason why it's called the Don Pablo, because you know
I tell you,
he has made a lot of money. So if you find Don Pablo outside, you can collect some coins, you know. But a big shout out to the crew. They made it possible, even when we were going through so many challenges. I mean, you didn't see it, but their risk response is very solid. And I want to say a personal thank you to Steve. He and I.
The fighting and things, then late calls.
Every goal that was scored, 7 goals, 8 goals, 9 goals, we are there, cutting it to make sure that we're providing it at the end of the day. And I mean, he has put in a very solid shift. I want to say a very big thank you to Boss Kweku for the direction, the guidance, you know, bringing me on to come and cook here and there, rile up Sammy a bit.
Are you now confessing your sins?
The other side too is that, you see, this is not how I am.
So you have been influenced. You've been influenced.
No, I've not been influenced.
But I said that's not this is not who you are.
This is not how I am outside of football.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I'm a man of free and fair. Justice has to be done all the time. I like justice. So yes, outside of here, I'm a football fan. I love Messi a lot. The reason why I'm wearing an Argentina jersey, I won't buy it if I didn't love Messi.
With Cristiano Ronaldo.
And then yes, I love Cristiano Ronaldo too, because both of them have. They made my childhood. They made who I am as a football fan. And yes, a big thank you to everybody.
Wonder, what I know is that the Bible says that you can't serve two masters. So that's what
we don't need to serve two masters.
So guys, thank you very much.
The same Bible said they will sit at the right hand side of God and left, and Jesus will be at the other side. So please, we can all sit together and
the
enjoy.
final one. That's the parade ongoing. Charlie, in Madrid.
Madrid. Madrid. And some people too are bleeding in the Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires. Right, Charlie. That is the parade. That is a parade currently ongoing in Madrid. Brilliant one. That's lovely. That's what football does. But very quick one before I go, talking about the bookies and what they making. I remember I did the Japan-Brazil game with Francis, and that was the day the flooding issue up. And Francis mentioned something on air that Japan needs to resort to long balls, crosses. In the second half, everything was Charlie. You guys, this is where you need to be. And remember,
it started from the first game.
Exactly. Yeah, South Africa.
When Canada was struggling to get a goal.
Yeah,
we mentioned that Carl Larin had to come on.
And he came
Larin came on,
got a goal. That's
5 minutes interval.
This is where you need to
If
be.
you want to cash out, you want to
Free
cash
money,
more.
free money.
This is where,
they should come to the arena.
Yeah, of course.
We do it there all the time.
Whilst I was also talking about the sports programs, remember, full-time will return when the football season returns. So there's a lot of sports for you here on WoezorTV. Like I said, arena returns next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. sharp. We'll go dissect what is happening in Ghana football. We'll go into details. We'll tell you. Yes. So arena returns next week. Football full-time comes back when the football season returns. There's a transfer deadline day when we are wrapping up with the transfer news. And like I said, there is a new football sports program, a nice one, big one coming up very soon. So stay tuned here on WoezorTV. So guys, thank you. Another big shout out to Boss Kweku. But Jonas, please remind, there's a big woman down there. The woman, I don't know her name. The fair woman. No. The one, the corner. Auntie Benny's.
Fantastic.
Auntie Benny's. Thank you very much. The last time she did something for me, and I had to print something. There was nobody there. He said, "Bring it, I'll print it for you." Charlie.
It's a very
big woman. The big woman herself doing my job for me, Charlie.
Yeah.
Auntie Benny's, we are so much grateful from all the guys that came in the studio. You people ensure that they are okay, they are comfortable. When we're doing games late hours, you guys made it possible for us. We just want to say thank you to all the guys. Thank you to all the bosses, those that we don't even see them. Thank you. Once again, thank you to all the crew and Kweku. Thank you very much for leading this team. We are so much grateful. Until then, take care. Sports return on WoezorTV, and wherever you made time to watch us from, to call us from, to sending even messages from, we are most grateful. And we just pray and say that may God bless all of you guys, and may God bless all of us. Until then, take care. Stay blessed. See you soon. And this is where we end Global Kickoff. Thank you for being part of our program.